思い込め Left side, right side 歯をむき出してパッパッパ照れくさいね Left side, right side 歯をむき出してパッパッパ You are king
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. You wrap around me and you give me love, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second. For life, the darkness no longer scares me. I'm chasing and hunting, and this time I'm coming for life. Be the last one to laugh when you run out of breath, catching up. I'm not materialistic, but I got a thing for you. Treat the world like a time, pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Change you.
思い込め Left side, right side 歯をむき出してパッパッパ照れくさいね Left side, right side 歯をむき出してパッパッパ You are king
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. You wrap around me and you give me love, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second. For life, the darkness no longer scares me. I'm chasing and hunting, and this time I'm coming for life. Be the last one to laugh when you run out of breath, catching up. I'm not materialistic, but I got a thing for you. Treat the world like a time, pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Change you.
思い込め Left side, right side 歯をむき出してパッパッパ照れくさいね Left side, right side 歯をむき出してパッパッパ You are king
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. You wrap around me and you give me love, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second. For life, the darkness no longer scares me. I'm chasing and hunting, and this time I'm coming for life. Be the last one to laugh when you run out of breath, catching up. I'm not materialistic, but I got a thing for you. Treat the world like a time pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I've been fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would.
Oh my god, man. Left side, right side. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊 ℵ𝕵 테레프 사이네. Left side, right side. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊 ℵ𝕵 You are king.
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm star walking. You wrap around me and you give me love, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second for life. The darkness no longer scares me. I'm chasing and hunting, and this time I'm coming for life. Be the last one to laugh when you run out of breath, catching up. I'm not materialistic, but I got a thing for you. Treat the world like a time pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I've been fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. I'll be fucked up if you kept me right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would.
Oh my god, man. Left side, right side. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊 ℵ𝕵 테레프 사이네. Left side, right side. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊 ℵ𝕵 You are king.
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm star walking. You wrap around me, and that's why.
Hello everybody, hello. Hi Outcast, hi Leah, hi Reina. Thank you for popping in. Otsubu guys. So wait, Otsubu. Oh, Hazubu guys. Sorry, I put the wrong thing. How you guys doing today? Hello, hello. Hello Etern, hello. Wait, I should ping the Discord. I'm trying to be more active in like trying to message all the channels apparently like that I am streaming because managers have been getting on my booty about that. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. 1 second, guys. Hold on. At Zubuds. I'm streaming. Pokemon was that? Oh, let's go. How's your Pokemon? Are you enjoying it? Demonology? Yes. So today, Tier's model just disappeared. He was literally just in here, but we've been having a little bit of technical difficulties. Tier's model was here, but right now he is not here. I'm waiting for him to pop back in and restart Steam and everything. But yeah, today we're going to be exploring demonology. Tier has proclaimed himself as an expert in demons and the exorcism of demons and stuff like that. So we are just we're gonna watch this video by Mr. Mythos on YouTube. And throughout the video, we're going to be stopping and Tier's going to be telling me more about the stuff that he talks about in the video, or correcting him, and I'm gonna ask questions. Demonology, yeah. Hi, Sin. Ohazubu, I keep getting the wrong thing. Ohazubu, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Today I'm not wearing my jacket because I'm trying to like be a little more. Audio keeps going fuzzy. Is my stream okay? Hello? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. My mic is acting up. Really? Hold on. 1 second, guys. 1 second. We may have to. Technical difficulties. Okay, give me 1 sec. 1 second. 1 second.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone. Left side, right side, you are king.
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't never say it's over.
Is it better? Is it still being fuzzy? Because if it is still being fuzzy, I may have to restart my PC. I want to restart the stream. Testing. Sounds good? Okay. Hello, Tier. Oh, yes, everybody. This is Tier. This is who we're going to be doing the demonology stuff with. He's the expert. Tier, if you are ready, I'm going to undeafen now. Hold on. Wait, 1 sec. Tier Noir, are you here?
Loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Let me get that done real quickly. Okay, we're gonna go on the. I am so sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. We're gonna go on the BRB screen again. 1 second. 1 second.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone. Left side, right side, you are king.
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm star walking. You wrap around me and you give me love, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second for life. The darkness no longer scares me. I'm chasing and hunting, and this time I'm coming for life. Be the last one to laugh when you run out of breath, catching up. I'm not materialistic, but I got a thing for you. Treat the world like a time, pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I'll be fucked up if you get me right, yeah. I'll be fucked up if you get me right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would.
Oh my God, left side, right side, left side, right side.
And we have returned, I think. Is it working? Hello? Hello.
It's looking good.
Okay, you are a little crunchy, I will say. even with the bitrate tag. Wait, what if I restart the source? Hold on. If I refresh, shut down source when not visible. And then I do that.
We'll see.
You are unfortunately still crunchy.
I will be monitoring the there's also a black bar at the top, but
I got rid of it. It's fine.
Monitoring the servers as much as I can.
Yes, so you can rejoin the VTube Studio collab thing. Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right. Would you like to introduce yourself here?
Yeah, sure. What's up, everybody? My name is ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊, the silver-haired wolf from VTuberEN, and it is a pleasure to be here with all of you today. Thank you for the invite, Xander, and I've got me a cup of s'more-flavored Baileys, and I'm ready to...
Didn't have to go that close to the mic, man. That was in my ear. Oh my god.
Do you want me to plug in the ASMR mic? Is that what
Do it. Wait, I want to hear it.
It doesn't work over Discord.
Well, okay, then why would you even offer?
I just tease you.
What that? Stop teasing me. That's crazy.
Paywall, bro.
Oh, I can't believe this. Oh my god. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and your knowledge of demonology, or yourself in context to your knowledge of demonology?
Yeah, sure. I guess one of the biggest things about me is that I've always been someone who's always been in pursuit of knowledge, right? I've been someone who's I sit people down and I make them talk, and I've done this with Buddhist monks. I've done this with I've done this with Mormon missionaries. I've done this with many denominations, Christianity. I've done this with people of the Islam faith. I've done this everywhere, right? My goal is endless pursuit of truth.
Endless pursuit of truth.
Kind of. And where that led me eventually was the concept of demons and the spirit realm and such. And it was kind of, once I stumbled upon this, I kind of realized just how useful the information is. Both useful. Yeah, it's more useful than you think, right? It's more useful than you think. And there's been many instances where I have been able to use these things, and just over the years, I've just continued to amass more and more knowledge, and tested it. Of course, I am a believer of the scientific method.
I see.
So I will do my best to. I'll do my best to keep everything clear and somewhat objective, so that anyone, it doesn't matter like what, like whether you're religious, whether you're not, whether you're skeptical, or whether you're not. Oh, they can't hear me.
Yeah. I was just adjusting it now. Is it better now? Okay, awesome. Okay.
And for the sake of people in chat, I do have a little disclaimer. I'm going to be going about this with the assumption that what I'm saying is true and what we're hearing is true. I'm going at this with the assumption that we're actually going to be talking about demons and that demons do exist. Now, assuming that that is true and acting based on that assumption, it would not be in good faith for me to continue this until you flash that mortuary assistant disclaimer on the screen.
Okay, hold on, give me a second. All right, mortuary assistant disclaimer. All right, so let me read this out real quick. Warning. So does this apply to our stream as well? Is that what you're saying?
Very much so, yes.
Very well. Okay. All right, so everybody in chat and everyone watching this VOD later on, warning. What you're about to experience is based on real paranormal events. Research of the occult has shown that heightened moments of emotion, such as fear, can encourage the manifestation of hauntings. If, after playing this game, you experience abnormal happenings around your home,
to this talk,
or have sudden changes in the behavior of yourself or loved ones, reach out. Wait, what did you say?
I said after playing this game and listening to this talk.
Right. After listening to this talk, if you experience abnormal happenings around your home or have sudden changes in the behavior of yourself or loved ones, reach out immediately to your local church and paranormal investigators. Oh, geez. Are you saying that if we talk about demonology, that means that we're inviting
It'll
hauntings?
Make more sense the more I explain, my friend. But ideally, I'm going to do it in a way that doesn't end up with one of your viewers like crawling up the ceiling, at least not before dropping an Akasupa.
And Akasupa, yes, the Akasupa will protect you guys. I promise. Aaliyah,
I just spat out my Baileys.
Aaliyah in chat says, Is it a good time now to say that my home is extremely old and haunted? What do you say about that, Tier?
In your case, that's good. It's already there. You might as well know about it, right? This is more of a disclaimer for people that aren't. See, here's what I tell people, right? In terms of possessions, the safest people are the atheists, because I won't go too into it yet, because we'll go into this further. But at the end of the day, we have agency. We as humans have agency, and what we let through, what comes through is what we let through. And if you just don't believe in the supernatural at all, you're actually safer. So by opening the door to the possibility that things could exist creates the possibility that things could manifest, if that makes sense.
Okay, so okay. Follow-up question then is let's say you're like a non-believer, but like after we do this whole discussion, how likely are we going to become a believer?
That depends on a lot of things, right? It really, really does. I personally am a seeing is believing person, right? I've experienced the paranormal. I have experienced and performed exorcisms. I've seen a lot.
Wait. Hold on. Back that up. You performed an exorcism.
But mostly area-wise. Minor ones on people. No, nothing major. I've not had major backlash. My mother has failed an exorcism, which is infinitely scarier. More on that later.
Oh my God.
But mostly like areas like houses, points of, I don't want to call them points of ritual, right? I call the places that I've been points where people were in over their head and were stupid, and I had to clean up their mess. That's what I call them.
Oh my gosh.
Actual people that perform rituals and stuff usually have actual safeguards in place. Now, more on that later. But just don't be dumb. That's my advice.
Got it.
Freaking someone's always got to clean up your mess. All right.
Oh God. Okay, I see. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that about you. Honestly, this is something I'm learning new about you. Like just now.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that would get me canceled if I said on my channel. Like.
That's why you're here.
Exactly.
Okay, well, really quickly, before we start diving into this video, can we talk about what exactly is demonology? Like, for someone that doesn't know what it is, how would you explain demonology?
All right, so demonology in itself, and I believe this guy's video is going to explain pretty well. It's the study of supernatural entities that we know as demons. Very briefly, I'm about to. Okay, this is. I say briefly, right? But I'm gonna simplify this to the best of my abilities. Tell me if you're not following at any point.
Okay.
Hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, assuming this is true. Once again, I'm not going to tell you whether or not this is true. That's for you guys to figure out for yourself. But in my case, I believe that there's three. That's not even I believe them. There are three realms per se. The physical realm, that's where we live. It's where it's what you see and everything around you. Then you have the spiritual realm, and that's where stuff goes down, right? It's something there. Different religious beliefs will believe different things. Spiritualists will say another thing. Just know that there is a spiritual realm. There is a gate between those spiritual realms. In fact, there's multiple gates. In fact, as at the time of making this video, there's exactly.
I did this keyboard typing. I can hear it.
Yeah, there is exactly. Actually, sorry. As per 2022, there is 7.951 billion gates which exist in the world.
Okay. And that's like a connection.
The humans, yeah, exactly. The mental realm or the mental gates. A spirit cannot just affect the physical realm from the physical world. It can't just jump from the physical realm to the physical world. It must pass through a mental gate of a person. That is what it means for humans to have authority on the earth. That is, we choose what comes through. Now, demons, in theory, are creatures from the spirit realm. And they are creatures which seek to pull you away from sources within the spirit realm that can ensure your safety. there are many different religions will say it's for different reasons, but just know that objectively across the vast majority, they exist to do that. And demonology is merely the study of that. It's the study of the demons themselves, as well as how they interact with the world, how they interact with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Briefly.
Okay.
That is a brief summarization.
That was I'm not gonna lie, that was actually a pretty long summary to like, but I mean, I guess it is a very complicated subject, right? So there's a lot to
I've been studying it for years. So what I did there was like study a solid, in terms of people that I've sat down and explained this to, that on its own, what I've explained would take like 2 hours if I went into detail.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I remember when I was talking to you about setting up this collab and talking about demonology, you said you are more specialized in, was it exorcism and
demonic possession?
Demonic possession. How come, like, how did you get into that specialization? Like, how does specialization work in demonology? Because I'm new to this, right? I don't know anything.
Right. So demonology is... It's very broad, but the way that I like to categorize it is some people study specific demons. Like, here's something that is, once again, an objective truth across the board. Even in, like, to quote someone very near and dear to my heart, he sat up on the podium on a Sunday and said, to every single one of you guys that like to say, oh, the devil made me do it, or the devil's after me. And then before I continue, say, his name's Tom, right? And then he said, Tom, I know you love me. Everyone repeats, Tom, I know you love me. And he's like, great. Now that you've said that, and you've acknowledged that this is for your own good, to all of you guys that are saying the devil's after me, grow up. He has better things to be doing. Basically, what that means is demons can only be in one place at one time. Demons are not omnipresent. Demons aren't always sitting on your shoulder. This means that the aspect of demonology that I'm not super familiar in is the labeling of specific demons, what they tend to do, how much power they have, etc., etc. That is a different side of demonology. That's more of like the like documenting and just knowing different demons and such. My aspect is very much more in the practical. Right, as that would be more like what I'd consider like theory. My experiences in the practical, because I didn't think I'd ever need it, right? Like the odds of me encountering one specific demon just didn't interest me, right? Because the odds are so small. Instead, I rather focus on the blanket, like if something is coming to attack, if something is coming to just appear or manifest, like how do I deal with it? Just blanket terms. As well as analyzing people and people around me and like I said, the purpose of this is to help people. The purpose of this was to help people, to help myself. So that's why I specialize mostly in the practical aspect of it, right?
Okay. I see. All right.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. That's cool. Okay. So, all right. That was a good start. Good explanation. Thank you, Tier. I guess what we're going to do is first we're going to just kind of check out this video and pretty much if you ever have like anything you want to correct or say or comment on as we go through video, just let me know and I'll pause it. And if I have like questions, I'll probably pause it and ask you to elaborate. But yeah.
Awesome.
Also, wait, what are you drinking again?
I'm drinking s'more flavored Baileys, as well as some Mountain Dew, and most importantly, water. Oh yes, another little mini disclaimer. When I am correcting things, right, just know that this is based on my own personal research and findings, right? If it's like I'm not gonna sit there and tell you that what you heard from someone else is wrong, right? This is just based on my findings. Yeah,
so you're just gonna like more like expand on it, or if anything, right?
Exactly. It's like I'm sharing what I know, so that you guys can like take the bits and like basically in the same way that I continue to search for truth. Don't just take my stuff at face value. Do your research.
Good words. All right, everybody, grab a drink, grab some snacks. We're gonna get comfortable. I'm drinking a ginger beer, which has 9% alcohol. Tier made fun of me for that. So we might do shots later.
Yeah, 9% alcohol is crazy, dude.
Shut up, man. Shut up. Anyways, we're gonna watch a video called Demonology Explained in Obsessive Detail by Mr. Mythos on YouTube. All right, let's strap in. All right.
My favorite VTuber group.
Yes, that's. Oh yeah, you're right. Mythos. Oh my god. All right, let's strap in. Subtitles on. Okay.
Demonology is the study of demons, which are essentially evil spirits that have the ability to influence the physical world, including ourselves,
How's the volume?
animals, and observable
Yeah,
events.
all good.
Whether or not we actually believe in the existence of these beings, demonology is an occult science, meaning that there are distinct methods of classification and hierarchy.
It's basically what I
as well
said.
as identification of a demon's name.
Oh, what
and
are
sigil.
okay? Okay, so I've seen this in like present in like a lot of like different video games and stuff. Obviously,
Yes.
because what is this like their language? These glyphs or
It's okay. So here is. Are you ready for like?
Mhm.
I'm about to both blow your mind and shatter your perception at the same time.
Okay, I'm ready.
These glyphs and these names exist solely, and this is a very. I'm okay. Another brief disclaimer: if you hear me pause and break and slight shortness of breath, don't worry about it. Right? Just don't worry about it.
I'm worried
I'll be
about it
fine.
now. What the? Why would you have shortness of breath?
Things happen, but
God. Are you
basically, no. It's more that assuming demons do exist, they wouldn't want me to basically just make fun of them, right? So basically the
Okay.
biggest thing about this is these symbols and the names serve to take power away from them. It's not necessarily a language per se, but rather a do you know they always tell you to visualize your fears? That's how you overcome them.
I've actually never.
You know,
heard
like
of that.
visualize your fear and your anxiety as like a monster that's chained to the ground and you can just walk away from it. Do you know, like that's part of like that's one of the therapy methods people use.
I mean, the only thing I've ever heard, and it like that's close to that, is imagine people naked when you're speaking on stage. That's like the only thing I know.
Yeah, that works too, right? That works too. That's more exposure therapy type thing. But this is more like what you're doing is you're taking this big bad spiritual entity that can't be comprehended by our feeble monkey brains, right? And you're condensing them into a little symbol and a name, right? Once you do that, that's what that does is that boosts your confidence, and that allows you to take your authority back, which takes away power from them. So in a sense, it's not exactly a language, but rather a representation that allows you to make what seems much bigger much smaller and easier to handle.
Oh, so that's
If that
what
makes
these are.
sense.
Like that's what these glyphs are.
Mm-hmm.
How did people come up
yeah.
with these glyphs then? Like, because I would never imagine drawing or like you know creating something like this.
Right.
Just like how is the process of like discovering these shapes?
So this one is a little bit of this kind of dips into theory, right? There's many people could say that, for example, if they get aid from a divine entity, one that's benevolent, it could give them knowledge to produce these, right? That's what the majority of people that make these will say. And that could be true. Once again, this goes into theoretical. Now, I would be leaning towards that, but I would also lean towards the aspect of, in theory, it doesn't matter what the symbol is specifically, but rather what it represents, right? So sometimes some of these symbols will specifically represent the demons that they're naming, as well as like what they do, right? Because once again, the more information you know about someone, right? People are a lot scarier when you don't know about them, right? But the more you find out about them, the more you know what they're about, the more you can fight back. Like, oh, you're a demon that specifically targets those who have a problem controlling their lust. But like, if lust can be conquered, so can you. So what's the issue, right? It's these kind of things. And if you look at the symbolism, a lot of them are more cryptic, but if you look into it, there is meaning behind them. If that makes sense. I'm definitely on this side of like, it's more what they represent versus what they actually do and mean. But once again, this is very theoretic and in a specific like life and death situation where you're under attack, there's better ways. It's not necessarily better ways, right? But it's just not, if you don't know the symbol or if you draw it slightly wrong, as long as you don't admit to yourself or say like, oh crap, it's wrong, it's
more like about the belief,
power.
right? It's like the powers and the
exactly.
like that mental gate you're talking about, right? That's where the
exactly.
I see. Okay. Also, Aaliyah in chat. Oh, also, hello everybody. Thank you for popping in. Aaliyah in chat says, what happens if you say these names? Like if you just say them unprompted, I guess, is what they're asking.
Here's the thing. Yes and no. Because when you say these names out loud, part of you does believe that you're calling one of them, right? Part of you most likely does believe. And it's once again that belief which opens the gate, right? You get what I mean? But like if you can confidently say that like I'm just gonna say this and nothing's gonna happen, which is very hard, right? It's like it's like saying like don't think about purple elephants, right?
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
It's kind of like when people like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Bloody Mary as a kid.
Yes.
But like everyone said like if you go in the bathroom and turn off the lights and like stare in the mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times and turn around, she'll be there. Kind of like that, right?
Kind of like that.
But like it would actually happen, kind of thing. Have you ever tried Bloody Mary, by the way? Have you ever tried to like actually do that?
I'm gonna say yes.
I've done
a lot of things. I've done a lot of things in a drunken rage. I don't remember a lot of it.
Wait.
I am Irish. It happens a lot.
Gosh.
I'm gonna say yes and no. There are different stages to demonic possession. Demonic possession is simply how much the demon's crossing over into your world, right?
Got it.
And so it's like if I say, did something happen? Like I'll say yes, right? But that happening could simply be mild paranoia, slight nausea, right? It's not like something bad happened. But once again, it's one of those things that if you're not in tune and if you're not expecting it or watching it, you're not going to notice it, right? Does that make sense?
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Also, Akumi's in chat. Hello, Akumi.
Yo, welcome, Akumi.
Hello. All right, perfect. Let's keep playing the video then.
Yes.
That answers your question, Aaliyah. All right.
Theories regarding their demonic powers and limitations, and complex rituals of summoning, command, and exorcism. Hundreds, if not thousands of grimoires have been written on this exact subject, a handful of which you'll be learning about today.
Do you have a grimoire?
Once again, that falls more into theory than, if you think of it like D&D terms, I'm a sorcerer rather than a wizard.
Sorcerer? Oh, actually, I still don't understand. Can you elaborate?
So, rather than relying on pure knowledge to perform exorcisms and to do these, I once again, I'm more practical based, right? Like, the grimoires are for documenting and finding comfort through your documentation, whereas my own faith and my own experience is all I need, really. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
But so, you could, like, I'm not going to say that you're doing something wrong if you have a grimoire.
Okay, so grimoire is more for theory and stuff, and you say you're more okay. So I have this idea, okay, because like you've seen like movies of like The Exorcist or something like that, like
yes,
or like whatever. Is it when it comes to exorcism, does it actually like, do you have a cross you hold and you go, the power of Christ compel? Like, does that actually like? Is that actually the thing that happens, or is it a little more different?
All right. So, do you want me to go into this? Is going to take a hot minute, not a huge hot minute.
I'm down. Let's do it.
So, exorcism in a Christian sense, also the one I'm most familiar with. Here's the crazy thing, right? Once again, remember, this is all assumption. Where I'm talking about this, assuming it is true. So, once again, regardless of what your belief is and such, just take it however you want. But in my experience, we have full authority, and it says biblically speaking, we have the authority to cast out demons that are directly in our path, that are purposely opposing us. As you can imagine, if Billy down the street is currently crawling up his wall, he's not in my path. He is down the street and up a wall, right?
Okay, but you wouldn't you be worried about Billy down the street crawling up the wall?
Yeah, but in theory, right?
Okay.
In theory,
Understood. Okay.
No. I'm answering what you're saying. I'm not cutting off. It's in theory, if there was a divine being that cared about you specifically and allowed you to draw power directly from it, that being would be not beneficial to that being if little Billy was instead relying on me instead of the being itself.
Gotcha.
Meaning, and in fact, I actually can't, right? Because remember, mental gateways, right? Doesn't matter how much I'm pushing. If his gateway is like burst open and it's just a free, it's like a free roam. It's like it's like a firing range. Right? I can't do nothing. Like the best I can do.
Yeah. So okay. Wait. Actually, a little more thing on the mental gateway thing. If I were to equate it to like, so when your mental gateway bursts open, does that mean like the demon is like being let in and controlled?
All right. You? So we're gonna put a real quick pin on little Billy. Okay. And I'm gonna very quickly just name the 6 stages of standard demonic possession.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So once again, 3 realms: spirit, mental, physical. It starts off with spiritual torment. Spiritual torment is this is assuming that you already have a safety measure in place, whether that is through, if you're Wicca or pagan, there are different wards and different charms. Through Christianity, it's your faith in Christ. Right? These are the things that protect you, and these are the things that you have faith that will protect you as you specifically. The most dangerous is when you're pulling power from the spirit realm. So for witchcraft, right? The definition of witchcraft is literally anything that is not divine. If you think of D&D, it's like paladins, they draw their power from a divine entity. So witchcraft is just pulling from the spirit realm without the protection and control of a divine entity. So every time you're drawing from the spirit realm and you don't have those safeguards in place, something else can slip through. If you're not trying to draw it, things can still slip through, because depending on that lock that's on there, right? If you imagine those wards and those safeties and those divine entities as like border control, or even a lock on the door. Border
control is like the border
basically, right?
Like we got to check your passport before you get through.
Yeah, it's like, well, what's that game? What was that Glory to a Stodka game?
Glory to a Stodka?
Papers, Please. Papers, Please. You know
Papers. Oh, okay. I don't think I know the game, but I've seen. Yeah, I think I've seen the meme.
But yeah, exactly. Right. It's basically that, right? The weaker it is, the more something slips through. So spiritual torment happens when your faith in that starts to this waver, and a little crack forms. Now at this point, things start leaking in, and it starts to spread and such, and that leads to what's called spiritual possession. Spiritual possession happens when something has happened where now that door is open. Either you've lost faith, either something's shaken, or something's being corrupted in that it's changed. Your perception of something has changed to the point where, yes, you still believe in it, but the door is still open, right? So it's like, I believe that, like, in the Christian sense, it's usually, I believe that God will protect me, but I've done these horrible things and I don't deserve the protection. Gotcha. That's it in the Christian sense. In the sense of like paganism and Wicca, it's these things work, but not for me, or something happened, like you read in a book that it only works on a very specific night, on a very specific moon, when you do a certain thing, and then you just happen to not have that thing. That's enough for the door to be open, right? That leads into the mental torment. Mental torment.
This is the 3rd stage, mental torment?
3rd stage, yes.
3rd stage, okay.
So it goes spiritual possession, or spiritual torment, spiritual possession, mental torment, mental possession, physical torment, physical possession.
I see. Okay. Right. Okay. So it's kind of like, I'm gonna assume like that kind of structure is kind of like the demon breaking down, the barriers before they possess.
Exactly.
And then for each of the I see.
Exactly.
Okay.
And someone said, "What if you're an atheist?"
Yes.
Once again,
Yes, Katie in chat said, "What if
that
you're an
also
atheist?"
counts. That also counts as a lock. But it's more like the door is just closed. There's no necessary lock on it, but the door is just closed, right? But the problem is when a door is closed, a slight gust of wind can blow it open, whether that's through curiosity or whether that's through something creeping in it. It can be something as simple as, no, I won't go into it, but let's just say that
I remember you saying, like, at the beginning of the stream, if you're an atheist, you're probably the most protected, right? From these, because the power is belief. But obviously, we did have the disclaimer at the beginning of the stream, but if you're listening to this video and you are thinking that you're protected, you know, this video will probably, like, this live will probably kind of strengthen your belief a little bit. So be careful there.
Yeah, because if you're atheist, then the door is closed, but because you're an atheist, you have no way of identifying if it's creaked open a little bit, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's very hard to be. Even faith is hard. Faith is the belief in things unseen, right? And even your faith that there is nothing can be shaken. So be careful, is what I'm saying. Because
it's like if you're what's it called? It's kind of like if you don't know about it, like, ignorance is bliss, right? But at the same time, it's also a double-edged sword, because if you don't know anything about the demon, or just anything in general, if you don't know something about an event that's happening, you're not going to know how to handle it when it does happen, right?
Exactly. That's I couldn't have phrased it better than myself. That's pretty accurate. So yes, so answering your question about Billy, so see, now you see why I couldn't
right, Billy. Okay.
Answer.
So so if Billy's crawling up the wall on all fours, does that mean he's already at the last stage? You're still going through the stages. We're on mental torments.
If you want me to go through the stages, I was just gonna, like, leave it there, because
he goes
in. But him, yes, that would be final stage, but final stage is very rare, because nowadays very few people believe. And seeing a kid crawl up a wall would be a double-edged sword for the demon, because now you believe, and now you're going to seek out protection.
Okay.
Do you get me? Which is bad.
I see. I understand. Also, hello, Jinakane. Thank you for the raid. Hello, pirates. Welcome. My name is Xander. I am a vampire VTuber singer e-boy, and today we're talking about demonology with ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼. ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼, would you like to introduce yourself to the raiders? Would you just bark? Did you? Wait.
No.
Are you okay? No. Okay, really quickly. You've made this sound twice. The ho I thought I was expecting like a more manly like bark from you. You know, look at you. That kind of sounds like a little yap from a chihuahua.
What do you want, Xander? You say you want me to be like, woof woof?
No. Can you like put some grit into it, like, you know, like a car engine?
You know. I hope you know this shows that we're good friends, because usually people have to pay for this kind of service.
Aha, guys, we're getting it for free. Chat, let's go.
All right, here we go. It's It's dude, you don't know the amount of freaking werewolf ASMR that I've had to do. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy. It goes hard. It's usually like, you're new to the pack. I see. Nothing beats fresh blood.
Oh my god, I can't breathe. Okay, all right, okay.
Who's your Discord mod?
What the fuck? What would you? Oh my god, why would Batman ask you for my Discord mod?
That's crazy.
Anyways, they did say alcoholics unite, so that means we should take a sip of whatever we're drinking.
I'll drink to that.
All right, drink.
Oh, yeah, you and your water.
Look, it's ginger beer, okay? It's ginger beer.
That's 9%, bro. That's single digit.
What the heck? I'm not trying to. We want to get drunk. If we want to get drunk, I'll go grab my freaking. I have whiskey in the.
See, that's the thing, right? You just admitted that you'll get drunk after a little whiskey.
I never said a little. I never said a little. Okay, Mr. Irishman. God.
Hey, look, it's not my fault. It's in the blood.
Oh my god. Anyways, God. I guess dogs really do drink, huh?
Bow wow.
Bow wow. Sorry, where did I cut you off at? Billy, little Billy.
Little Billy. Oh yes. Should we tell the Raiders what we're doing?
Yes. Hello. Oh right, Raiders. Guys, today we're talking about demonology, and the tier here is a expert. I guess just briefly touch. Well, just briefly touch upon your history. You said you've been studying for like years, and you've actually sat down with individuals and asked them about the subject, right?
When I sat down with individuals, I didn't just ask them about this subject. I went into depth, like in depth. I also went into depth, but that's not because I
mean, we're also. I mean, who isn't in that, guys? Oh God, the society we live in.
We live in. Everybody says peacock, and nobody bats an eye. But the moment I say poopcock, society goes wild.
Why the fuck would you say poop? What the hell is a poopcock?
Society.
That doesn't answer my question.
You'll find out when you're older.
What the oh my God, not this again. I've heard this too many times.
But yeah, like as far as yes, I've sat down with many individuals across various different beliefs, sat down with other people that study the subject in what I like to call an endless pursuit of truth. What we're talking about today assumes that this is real, so you know whether or not it is, that's up to you guys. Got it. Also, since there are quite a few new people here, you want to pull up the disclaimer again? We don't have to read it, but
okay,
it's just,
all right, okay. We're gonna flash the disclaimer really quickly. It's the only time I'm gonna flash my chat.
You can paraphrase it if you want, but yeah.
All right, disclaimer. A tier here. Pull this straight off of Mortuary Assistance loading screen.
It's pretty accurate, honestly. And once again, it's if we are assuming that this is true, we could not continue in good faith, knowing that
that's true. Yes,
assuming it would be true would be putting people in danger without flashing this.
Yeah. So I'll paraphrase this really quickly. The idea behind demonology and everything like that. And correct me if I'm wrong when I paraphrase this tier, but the more you believe in it and the more that you are aware of these things, the more likely that paranormal things might happen to you. So if you do experience things after watching this live and learning about it, make sure to reach out to your local church and paranormal investigators. Is that correct here?
That is pretty good. Yep, that's pretty
awesome.
That's pretty.
I'm learning, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're actually going to be a pro by the end of this game.
Heck yeah. All right. Lil Billy. We're still talking about Lil Billy.
So, yes. So where we were at was why in movies people hold up the cross and they yell like the power of Christ compels you.
I totally forgot to ask that question. I totally forgot to ask that question.
As I remember, like I'm drinking.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Okay.
Object permanence shouldn't exist for me. But but like the reason is because you have the authority to cast out what is in your path directly. If we're going through Christian exorcism, pagan works differently. Like Wicca, it's different across the board, but usually I break it up into non-divine and divine exorcism. But in terms of divine, it is once again, it's like why can't it's little Billy's down the road and up a wall. Why do I not have the authority there? It's because the divine entity can only it's not would rather, but it's literally like if little Billy's door, we're talking about the mental, is fully, even his spiritual possession, if he's fully spiritually possessed, I can't really do anything there, right? Because so if you encounter, imagine like power flow, right? From the spirit realm through my mental into the physical is now going to be encountering Billy in the physical. It can help him in the mental, but then there's just an entire torrent pouring in from the spiritual through his mental. So I can't really do much, right? Now, what the cross and the holy water and the prayers do, right? And this is kind of the mind blow moment is I'm not casting out that demon in a sense. Yes, it's like, I'm not casting out that demon in a sense. What I'm doing is building Billy's trust that yes, the power of Christ does compel. Yes, this cross is helping. Yes, this holy water is helping, right?
So
then you start reciting. Yeah.
Sorry to interject. So I guess what you're saying is like, when you see in movies they're doing stuff like that and they're spraying the holy water, it's not really for the demon, it's more so to kind of pull back the individual that let the demon run like
exactly.
I see. So when they communicate to the individual, then the demon. Okay.
Exactly, because who has the authority to exercise Billy?
Is Billy.
Billy, exactly. And that is why if you look in the Bible, it's like why was Jesus able to just cast out demons, right? It's because the person that he cast out demons from wholeheartedly believed that he was who he said he was, right? So in the same way that if I walk up to some person, even though I am literally like freaking walking on water, angel wings spreading from my back, right? If that guy doesn't believe that I can help him, I can't.
Gotcha.
Right? Because and it's like that in like there's just life lessons, chat. The only person that can help you is yourself. Yeah. Right? People can point you in the right direction, but you need to take the step. And it's the exact same in possession, I guess.
That makes sense. That's a really good analogy, actually. It is very true. It's kind of like the only person I mean, there's obviously people in your life that can help you no matter what the situation, but the person that can always help you no matter what is yourself, right? And you're your biggest supporter and everything. Yeah.
But once again, it's like and this isn't I agree with you, but it's one of those things where it's like everyone around you can call you beautiful, but until you start calling yourself beautiful, you'll never feel beautiful.
You're beautiful. Sorry. You're beautiful. It's true.
For real. Yeah. Right? It's like that. And the same thing with the opposite, right? The bullies only win when you start to believe what they're saying, right? It's the same thing here. It's actually the same thing here.
That's actually a really good quote. Bullies only win when you start believing what they say. Yeah, take it down. Also, so quick question. How often do you tell yourself you're beautiful, Tier?
Oh, dude, every time I look in the mirror.
This guy's got an ego.
It's like I used to be insecure, and now I look at myself and I'm like, dang, well, the heck was
honestly,
insecure? I'm hot as heck, dude.
Did you have like a glow up or something?
Very much so.
That's good.
Very much so. It was a forced glow up in a sense that I forced myself to look at the mirror every single day for 2 years. And then by the end of the 2 years, it was just so foreign to me to look at the mirror and think anything but that. So I kind of brainwashed myself.
That's actually really good though. Like self-confidence is a very self-taught thing, right? You'd be surprised like how many people can't, like they look in the mirror every day and they just don't like what they see. But that's a very deep topic that we probably shouldn't dive into.
We will. There is actually an aspect. I know we're not gonna go.
Oh, is that okay? You know what? If it ties in, it ties in. I'm down. But
dude, I feel bad. We're 42 seconds into this video.
Okay, as a quick segue away from this, Katie in chat says, "Billy is staring into my soul from my closet. Help! What kind of advice would you give, Katie?" In this situation,
how would you get him to stop staring at you from the closet
into her soul?
It's one of those things, right, where I'm sorry to tell you this, but there's really nothing you can do unless once again, it's the only person that can do something is Billy, right? So all you can do is encourage Billy. But like if Billy secretly deep down likes staring at you in your closet, maybe like he has a crush on you, that's I'm sorry to say this.
Okay.
It's like,
wait,
Billy's the problem.
That actually just gave me like a genuine question. If a demon, okay, let's say you have like these desires yourself, right? Let's say Billy had a desire even before possession or something to stare at Katie in the soul from the closet.
Right.
Then does a demon just amplify that? Like, or can a demon make you want things that you didn't want?
This brings us to stage 3, mental torment.
Okay.
That is literally
got it.
Literally going. Oh, by the way, also, if it is like physical harm or if he is intending to actually affect you in a way, you do have authority there. Maybe, I don't know if you could necessarily drive the spirit away, but you definitely could prevent it from actually doing harm to you. Now, whether Billy deep down also wants to do harm is a different story, right? Because at the end of the day, take it from me, don't go exercising every single person that's a little bit crazy. Maybe they just have schizophrenia, all right?
Yeah, exercise yourself, hit the treadmill. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so going into mental possession, right? I'm a computer science major, Xander, so I'm going to be using some computer science terms. But
Okay.
the best computer virus is one that embeds itself in the PC, and every PC has its own built-in safeties.
Norton
But the best
antivirus.
computer viruses will trick the PC's defenses. So if a demon sets up base and it starts, and once again, remember, not every case is demonic possession. I wish to emphasize this, that like, don't go around thinking everyone's possessed just because they're a little weird. But it could be something along the lines of the demon or demonic influence will embed itself in your brain and begin to torment you and change your perception of it, right? You'll start to notice changes in your behavior. A very easy example is you start going to the gym, and out of nowhere you start to notice you're becoming very hostile towards other gym members. And it's kind of like, it's a little weird to you, you know, like sometimes you kind of just lose your temper and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird, that's not me. Not always demonic possession, but just like there are times, right? Anyway, so at this point it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of like not really me and stuff. But you're struggling with that fact, right? You're struggling with the fact that these new foreign concepts are entering your mind, and it's kind of getting weird. The next phase is integration, or as I like to call it, mental possession. That's when the virus has reached its final form. In other words, your brain's gonna exactly like your brain's gonna scan over that virus, and it's gonna be like, nothing wrong here. And you're gonna be scanning over those trains of thoughts and be like, no, I'm just a toxic person. I'm just a hateful person. I'm just a bitter person. But you're not. You're not a bitter person. You're a person, and you just happen to be bitter on the subject. It's not you, right? And this is I mean this, right? You are not your mistakes. You can be a person that made mistakes, but you are not your mistakes, right? And in terms of a demonic, a mental possession is when that becomes such a strong part of you that it becomes almost inseparable, right? The ideal computer virus, or where like you can't rip it out without damaging the system, right?
Yeah, without like the whole system being corrupted.
Exactly. And that's goes back to Billy. Like, will it amplify or will it give you? It's a bit of both. It'll have an easier time, right? If Billy is just naturally that kind of person, it'll be easier to just make him like infatuated with you, right? And it's like, I need you in my life. I just, my entire identity is you. I can't possibly imagine a world where I'm not staring at you through this closet.
Oh my god.
Right? Which sounds creepy, but we all know that humans are capable of that kind of thinking, whether we like it or not, right?
Yeah.
But once again, it's a bit of both, right? It's like, it's easier, yes, and sometimes it does require some kind of seed and some kind of weakness. And if you look at it from the demon perspective, right, they're going to go easiest route, right? It's like lightning. It's going to go path of least resistance. So obviously it's going to pick on your weaknesses. And so yeah, it's both.
Gotcha. You know, it's like, I just had like a funny, like very funny thought, because you brought up computer viruses, right? I actually watched a short the other day from Pirate Software. I'm not sure if you know Pirate Software.
Yes, I do.
They had a short where they said there is a virus on every computer, and it is called Norton antivirus.
That's
wild. And it's because I remember reading a comment on that short that said like Norton antivirus recognized itself as a virus and tried to wipe itself.
That's so funny.
But anyways, yeah, awesome. Well,
Skynet.
Katie, I hope that tells you how to.
Skynet's having a bad day.
Yeah, Skynet. Katie, I hope that tells you how to deal with Billy. All right. Okay, we are 42 seconds in. We gotta chop. Go.
We're 63 minutes into the stream and 42 seconds into this video.
It's okay. We'll stay on track. Do our best.
Demonology is just as important to the devoutly religious as it is to those who seek to control demons for their own nefarious purposes.
Yes.
This is because understanding the nature of demons.
Oh my god, I need to stop doing this. But I did have a
No,
question.
this is fine. This is good.
I did have a question. I know, but if I keep doing this, we're gonna take forever to get through this video.
I'm gonna make the executive decision and say, like, we don't have to
We don't
finish
have
the
to,
whole
that's
video.
true. That's true. That's true. We can always do a part two. We can always do a part two for the second half of the video,
Yeah.
right? Or stream.
all means.
Because I remember when you mentioned first about spiritual torment, right?
Yes.
You said something along the lines of it happens from witchcraft or when you're trying to draw the demon in. And he just mentioned for those who try to control a demon for their own purpose,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Do demons kind of just, if they're not beckoned to, or if they're not bothered, do they kind of just mind their own business, or do they want to enter the realm? Do they want to pass over here?
The active goal, from what I can tell, is to pull you away from your safeguards. Why? Whether in Christianity it's because of their inherent hatred for order and peace and such, and due to a lot of very petty being sore losers is
Like
usually
they want to perform anarchy. They want to like destroy the system and like overthrow
Exactly.
things. Okay.
Exactly. That's
Got it.
now Christians believe that works. It's anarchy and upsetting the system for the purpose of like a diversion, in a sense, for like now all these people are doing this and stuff. Now we can recreate them. And there's I could go into full theology here, but I won't, because I also have a big background in theology. But that's a different story. But other religions believe that they're vengeful spirits. Others believe that they're mischievous ones. There's many different reasons as to why they would want that
As well.
But
Okay.
yes,
Got it.
if you want, I can also explain to you the difference between tapping in through witchcraft and the risks involved versus tapping in through the divine. Or we can just go and see when he picks up on it. He probably will.
Yeah. Let's see when he picks up on it. Okay.
All right.
Can help a person protect themselves from their influence.
Yes, exactly.
This concept is called spiritual warfare, a
Yes.
battle between good and evil that we are thought to be constantly engaged in. Of course, whether or not you accept
Mostly.
this as truth is up to
Mostly.
you.
See, he's repeating what I said, so he has done his research. He's repeating what I said a lot of, like, the truth is up to you. It's very important to state that. It is very important to state that. There are reasons as to why, but it's just very important to state that.
Got it. Okay.
Interesting, and I'm not surprised why. Demonology is pretty cool.
Damn right it is.
Fellow seekers, welcome. I'm Mr. Mythos. If you're a fan of strange and ancient mysteries with research so deep you're guaranteed to fall down the rabbit hole, you're in the right place. I humbly ask that you give this video a like and ding the notifications bell so you don't miss any of the rare info we'll be digging into every
Did you like the video, Xander?
I will like
into
the
like the
video.
video?
investigation.
I will like the video right now.
After a brief overview of the history.
If you like the stream chat, don't forget to give it a like.
Yes,
too.
thank
specifically
you,
on
please.
Christian demonology, as is probably
Christian
the
demonology.
most well-developed field
Okay.
of demon study. And
Yes.
yes, we're going to get obsessively detailed with it, and I'm going to teach you some weird things. But remember, there's nothing to fear. Mr. Mythos is here, and if you love the work I do, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Without further ado, let's dive right in.
Thank you.
History of demons.
The term demon is actually derived from the Greek word demon, which simply means a supernatural entity or spirit. In ancient Greece, this term was actually not negative at all. These demons could be either good or bad, or even completely neutral. For example, the philosopher Socrates talked about his own demon as a spiritual muse who inspired him to seek the truth of reality. Of course, demon or demon is simply a word, and over time, that word evolved to specifically classify malicious entities that would have been blamed for deathly diseases, mental illness, or terrible and unlikely events, such as a person's house mysteriously burning down without any signs of foul play. Perhaps the earliest record we have of malicious demons.
Is there a comment here?
In that, like, it'll be very rare. Like, why would I'm like, just from my point of view, why would, if I was a demon, why would I burn someone's house down? Like, well, what do I benefit from burning this house? Remember, it's not just anarchy for the sake of anarchy. It's pulling them away from So I guess the house would burn down if that would be enough to shatter someone's. But once again, it's authority. So the guy would still need to have given that thing enough authority to be able to manifest. So it's like at that point, you don't really need to burn the house down. It's just, I can see it happening in theory, but I don't see it happening frequently enough to care. If that makes sense.
Like, well, I mean, I guess like, because my assumption is like, wouldn't the demon just like, does it even have like no power until the doors are opened? Like, can't they maybe manipulate some objects in the household and burn down the house to break down here?
Think about it this way: based on the Christian faith,
Yeah.
not even okay. Based on the Christian faith, by his own choice, not even God could do that.
Oh,
because Christians believe in the gentleman God who only comes when you allow him to, or when the authority that we have is. So once again, it's still gate. Anything from the spiritual realm cannot affect the physical unless the gate is open.
so it doesn't just apply to demons; also applies to most spiritual entities and like any higher
just
power.
anything from the spirit realm.
Got it. Okay. I see. So you're saying like they probably wouldn't be able to just manipulate stuff. They would need to be let in first to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Now, there's caveats, right? There's caveats. Obviously, like people can stand in the gap. There's intercession. Intercession is an entire field of like standing in the gap for someone and giving them the opportunity. You're interceding for someone. You're like taking their place. It's that is frontline spiritual warfare, where like I know people that have done intercession, like that are full like frontline intercession, and like family around them just starts dying.
Oh god. Okay, really quickly,
Like,
you threw in a term, standing in the gap. What does that mean? And what does intercession mean?
Intercession, here, like, you know what, I don't want to give wrong info. Let me get the actual definition real quick. Intercession, by the way, it literally just means it literally means the action of intervening on behalf of another.
Okay.
So usually praying to a deity on behalf of others, right?
Yeah.
And so you can to stand in the gap when someone is basically to plead their case, right? You're like their lawyer. And in this case of like when I'm talking major intercession, I'm talking people that are like interceding over like mass amounts of people. Like when I'm talking proper front lines, like even I like with my knowledge and experience and stuff, I wouldn't even. I know people who have, and I can honestly say that like I have a faith, but that takes another level. That takes another level, man. Now in terms of standing in the gap, once again, it's quite literally you're acting as the gateway to allow things to happen around that person's life that would give them a better chance of their own faith being bolstered, or things happening around them. Because remember, you're still the gateway that is acting as like that path between the spiritual and the physical. And so you're still able to affect the area around them, just not necessarily what's inside. But once again, there's still that two-pronged attack, right? So when you're like, it's the easiest way to describe it is if you have to complete a circuit. You have to complete a circuit, but you're creating the opportunity for the circuit to be completed, if that makes sense.
Okay. Kind of like, you know, like light switches, or like a close, like, you know, like the electrical circuits where you, like, they close and you open them and it's the connection. Okay. Got it.
Exactly. Come on. Yes and no, in that you're just increasing you're not the switch.
Yeah, you're not the
just
switch, like
dude.
yeah.
You're pushing the person closer to the light switch, but they still gotta press it.
They still gotta press it. Okay. I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
I bet you weren't expecting this to be as in depth as it was.
No, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting me to be so curious and have so many questions. Right? Because I thought it was okay. My intention was we were gonna do this, and then I was gonna like just listen to you explain things, and we're gonna go through this video, and then I'd be like, oh, cool. But like as we're talking about it, I'm like, wow, there's actually things I want to know. Right? There's actually things I want to, and hypotheticals that I want to like understand and talk about so that I can understand in the situations or the context that these terms or this knowledge is used, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And notice I'm being very careful because I'm not bringing in any personal experiences until I think that you've got enough information to not be negatively affected by them.
Got it. Thank you. That's all for all of you in chat, by the way. Gotta make sure, stay protected. If you notice anything happening, local church and paranormal investigators. Ghostbusters!
Exactly. Ghostbusters.
Who are you gonna call? Are Ghostbusters
Number
okay? Is that like
35 Ghostbusters? The last thing you want
is Ghostbusters like, is that demonology?
It's definitely something, Xander. It's definitely something. Are you talking more like the paranormal investigator ghost hunter guys, kind of?
No,
or just specifically Ghostbusters?
I'm talking about da-da-na-na-na-na. Ghostbusters. Yeah,
is as much demonology as Dexter's laboratory is nuclear physics.
Okay. Anyways, back to the video. Let's continue on.
If that answers your question.
That answers my question. Yeah, absolutely.
These 7 entities were called Udug, and they were never visually represented.
Udug?
Simply described as dark shadows with a distinct absence of light surrounding them, as well as a poisonous air, and their
is like who's
is this a
uranium?
biblically accurate demon?
That is a Dementor from Harry Potter, my friend.
I see.
Incredibly Udug is believed to be the cause of specific diseases.
Someone clip that.
Like, I've never seen Harry Potter. Leave me alone.
Someone clip that, please.
No, stop.
Dating back to over 5,000 years ago, in the 3rd millennium BC. From a Christian perspective, though, demons can get pretty complicated.
Oh boy, do they.
Again, it's true that in popular culture we consider angels good and demons bad, but in the original scripture, both of these beings were morally ambiguous.
Would you like to know? Okay, this is
primarily.
I do know.
Yeah.
That actually, you know, let's keep going and then I'll correct him after.
Okay.
Messengers, and acted more as robots programmed by God to do his bidding. Demons, as I said before, are a bit more complicated.
I'm so
They're
glad your
directly
head is
connected
blocking
to the
that
idea
part.
of angels because
On
in
my
ancient
stream.
Christianity, as well as its predecessor Judaism, demons were believed
Judaism.
to be fallen angels, which are angels who committed sin and were permanently expelled from heaven.
All right, cool. We can pause from here.
Okay.
Oh, actually, wait, no. Let's see what he says.
Okay.
Let's see what he says here.
Regular angels essentially operated as robots. Then demons or fallen angels would have broken their programming and intended purpose, instead going off to do their own thing, such as having sexual intercourse with human women simply because they found them beautiful.
Yeah, okay, so we can pause here.
Okay.
He's right and wrong. Robots is not what I would consider. It's more that humans have free will. Humans have free will. This is based on Christianity. Humans have a free will. We have the option to decide between right and wrong. We have the option of, like, there's that aspect of, I guess it's like a conscience in a sense. Angels don't. Angels, it even says that there's a verse in the Bible that says, like, the angels are curious. They wonder, why is it that, like, the Christian God has such a love for humans? Why is it that why are they so different? It's strange because yes, they are in a sense almost programmed, but it is more so that it's much deeper than that. It's like they exist in perfect trust. Do you know when you're a child?
Yeah.
And you just trust your parents? There's just no doubt in your mind. And then the teenage phase hits.
Oh, yeah.
And then So, but it's like the teenage phase, except there's no prodigal son moment. Because for them, it's total trust that becomes total
doubt.
Doubt. Yes, exactly. It's like, because, and it makes sense normally, right? It makes sense to us because the more you trust something, the more it hurts when your trust is betrayed, right? But sometimes your trust doesn't have to be betrayed. Sometimes your views can simply misalign, but that can still feel like a breach of trust, right?
Yeah.
If you say don't eat my lunch, but don't eat my lunch, and then I'm like, all right, I won't eat his lunch, but like this apple over here was like a snack, which is a dessert, which isn't part of the main course, which isn't technically your lunch.
Yeah.
You'd feel betrayed because I ate your lunch, but in my mind I didn't, right? And it's in the same way that like it's the same way with them, where something has made them turn their back, something has made them doubt or break that trust, and it's not necessarily just a programming, it's more wholehearted trust.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So in Christianity, because like I always assumed that like angels and like demons and stuff, like they were like, I guess what I'm asking is like in Christianity, do angels not have autonomy? Like, do they not have their own free will and they usually act in a prerogative? Like, because of how he explained it, like robots, right?
Free will is more so the ability to choose between right and wrong, whereas they are
bound to
joined in
one
unity.
choice.
It's more like, this is such a bad way to phrase it, but to try to take all the negative connotation out of this, but it's kind of like a political party. You're aligned in your beliefs. You're aligned in your beliefs.
Yeah.
But if you suddenly start to disagree, if you disagree with a few policies, well then you end up breaking off, and you end
become
up,
a demon in this sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And it's more so that rather than they're autonomous, it's just that they're so joined in unity. But the thing with demons is, and with us, is that we can kind of flip between. We have the ability to choose, whereas for them it's all or nothing. If that makes sense, you're either with us or you're against us.
That makes sense.
But that intrinsically changes their nature because of that. It's such an extreme
kind of thing, a collective thought process.
Well,
for angels.
It's hard, right? Because they're still autonomous and there's still emotion and feeling there, right? But it's less hive mind and more oh man, it's hard to describe. It's like still autonomy, there's still emotion.
It's like a very strong sense of obligation, more so.
Yes, it's a, and then it's kind of like, then when you lose that sense, you, in my mind, like I'm not going to pretend I understand.
When you
like
lose
an
that
angel
sense,
and
the
a demon.
perspective suddenly, like your perspective is flipped or something.
Yeah. Your perspective is flipped, and it's even worse for anyone who's had an experience a bad breakup. You end up lost, and you try to fill that gap. But the thing is, with angels, it's impossible to be that aligned again. With us, there's reasons as to why we can align ourselves, but that goes into full theology, and we're not going there today. But with angels, it's once that trust has been broken, it is near impossible to perfectly align again. And in order to be in the presence of the Christian God, they say there's talks or even you just can't be in the presence of absolute unity unless you yourself are aligned with the unity. You just feel uncomfortable. You wouldn't like to be there. And in the terms of angels, where it's just so much more extreme, it could almost be lethal, is what I think. Now that's theory. The lethal thing is theory. But you know what I mean in that sense.
I kind of get it, because like in at least like in the way that angels, or at least as far as I know, in the way angels are described in Christianity, it's losing that kind of obligation, or it's, like the sense of obligation towards their cause is akin to losing their identity, right? Because that's what they're created for, that's what their purpose is. And then when they lose their purpose, it's a very, very lost, very empty feeling.
Exactly. Lucifer, also known as Satan, also known as the morning sun, was said to be the most beautiful angel in heaven, in a sense. He was in charge of, like, I don't know if any of you guys are choir kids, but he was in charge of like conducting the choirs of heaven, if I recall. I could be wrong there. Someone fact check me on that. But that was his duty. Yeah, like if someone ever, because I don't want to be spreading this off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But like that was his thing, right? And it's like, if after everything he's done, could you ever imagine him back in that position, back doing that same job?
Yeah.
It's like no one would want him there, and he himself wouldn't want to be there.
Gotcha.
You know? Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. All right.
Specific instance is recorded in the 6th chapter of the book of Genesis.
Yep.
Oh, you
In
touched on it
fact,
right
Well,
here.
there you go.
Satan himself was
You're
supposed
welcome.
to be a former high-ranking angel whose original heavenly name was Lucifer.
There you go.
So it's important to remember that all demons, including the devil himself, are beings who have direct connection to God, and they also have powers that derive from heaven, though limited to what God will allow. So, if there's one thing we must understand, it's that Satan and all other demons are creations of the Almighty God, who essentially gives them power and permission to wreak havoc on Earth and tempt humans. While it's confusing to think about, the stance of the church is that this is God's way of continually testing and proving people's faith in him. And
Okay, so that's just a blatant mistake.
I was gonna say, like, it doesn't make sense then in that case.
It doesn't
if
make sense.
Demons have their power derived from God. That why doesn't God just? But then he says that's God's way of testing.
I can see how he got confused there. So rather than heaven and God, think of it like this: is that the spirit realm contains power. That power, in a sense, is God. That power, in a sense, is also controlled by God, right? In a sense that it is him, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're drawing power from the spirit realm, even if you're a Wicca, even if you're a witchcraft into witchcraft, any form of witchcraft or whatever, you're still drawing power from. It's still God's power. It is still divine power. It is still the same power, right? But you're drawing it through elect means. Here's going on the difference between witchcraft in general. Remember, chat, witchcraft is merely the drawing of power from the spirit realm, not through a divine entity. Right, that's all. There's no negative connotation there. Negative connotation came later because of crusades. but yeah, you guys, you know those things, you know that, you know
those wait, what? Okay, wait, what's a crusade?
Basically like medieval church went on a holy war type thing.
Right. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes. So the difference is this, and this is the best way I've been able to describe it to people. It's like purchasing prescription medicine, right? I'm not going to use the D word on YouTube, but prescription medicine. You can get it two ways. You either get it from your doctor, who ideally knows what's best for you, is able to prescribe the correct dosage for your current task. And
you get it from a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Correct dosage, probably knows what they're doing, has your best intention in mind. And well, in the case of Ireland, you get it for free, right?
Okay.
Example doesn't work as well in America, but assume there's free healthcare. Okay. Now, well, free, assuming the doctor, like, assuming you're going to use it for the right things, right? The moment you start to abuse it, the doctor's going to like cut off your prescription. That's just that's the way it is. Now, or you can go to little Bobby, who is currently waiting for you in a shady alley with a hoodie on, right?
I love that
and with
Bobby guy.
I do love Bobby, and he will give you as much of this medicine as you want, but you got to pay him something. There has to be a give and take, right? And whether you know that cost or not, usually you kind of do, but usually there's like a hidden clause. Not always, once again, in theoretical in that sense. Unfortunately, I've never made deal with a
Mr.
devil.
Bobby.
And sorry guys, Bobby kind of smells. He's that guy who just keeps putting on layers of dry shampoo, and I don't really like.
I don't really trust that Bobby guy.
yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to meet in the dark at nighttime.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It's, the big thing with him is he'll give you as much power as he can provide for a cost. And his purpose is to make more money from you, so he'd rather you come to him rather than the doctor, because the doctor's giving you the good stuff. Like, you can't even really trust if Bobby's medicine is legit either.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There could be some side effects that you don't know. It's the perfect metaphor for now. Where some people are able to perform witchcraft well is when they're also smart enough to be able to check if the medicine is good, if they're also able to have enough self-control with the medicine to not do too much with it. There is ways, right? But there's a process. Now, in the same way with, if we're talking about the Christian faith, it's in the same way that when receiving power from God, you're able to have as much power as you need for the task at hand, whether that's exercising a spirit or just getting through your day, right? And it's one of those things where it's also, it's for a good cause, right? Like, God's not going to give you the power to make a car explode because it cut you off in traffic, right?
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, when tapping into demons or not demons, but just tapping into the spirit realm anyway, besides that, is you can get it, maybe not as much, but there's no real cap on it. It's just how much your dealer can provide at the time, right? How much the spirit can provide for you at the time, and there's going to be a cost involved. There's always a cost involved. If you look at quote unquote witchcraft throughout history, there's always a cost. Whether that cost comes immediately or after, there is always a cost. And that's the thing, right? So yes, in a sense, the power comes from God, but it's not like authorized. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The little Bobby sneaking into the office and grabbing pills,
Yeah.
Now, in the sense of for the purpose of sin, that's not the way it works, right? So there's a little book in the Biblio called Job, and it explains how there are rules in place, such as fairness. If all beings are treated equal, then because you specifically protect this person. So Satan, the story is in the Christian faith is that Satan goes to God and says, because you favor this person, Job, you must also favor me because you are fair and you treat everyone equally. And God's like, I don't favor Job, right? Job's just a good dude.
Yeah.
And he trusts me. And the Satan's like, so you're not going to stop me if I go and kill his family and make him go poor in a sense, thing. And there's well, technically, unless Job unless there's that mental gate is open, I can't do anything, because that would once again be a breach, because if God steps in there, then Satan's like, oh, then you have to step in for me too, right? It's like, that's what the entire book of Job is about. And so it's not necessarily that he's like, I'm sending these trials to you. It's like, I'm here if you need me, but I won't force myself into through the door.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll be here if you call upon me, but otherwise I'm not going to. Yeah.
And it's straight up, I can't, right? Because the moment I step through that door, now I have to do that for everyone, if that makes sense.
I see.
That's the problem with conceptual higher dimensional beings, is they're bound by the concept.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, we went into conceptual high dimensional being territory. We're gonna reel that back. You can ask me about that in a future
section. All right.
Yeah.
Press the play button.
For example, King James of the famous King James Version of the Bible strongly emphasized that demons act under God's permission as a rod of correction. And that's his own term, by the way.
You read the Bible of King James Version?
All that being said, demons are
that?
essentially angels that failed to follow.
I might. It's a big book, but let me see.
Inherently,
where? I mean, okay. it's probably referring to Job once again, but once again, that's the misconception, right? It's not that Satan went to beat up Job. It's that, I just explained it. There is one sense where it says God sent a wind which knocked down a house, but once again, it's like, it's one of those things where it's just like, that's something that I'm personally still looking for answers for.
Yeah, like it's not clearly,
because it's the only example, right? And it's like the Bible's pretty consistent. That's the one thing I will give it, is that it is pretty freaking consistent throughout. There's always multiple sources, multiple things, but that's the only instance you see of that, apart from like the ark and such. But once again, there's always usually a way out. For the ark, it was people were warned. People were warned ahead of time and stuff. In this case, there was no real warning. So once again, it's like, it's an inconsistency that I'm still on the pursuit of truth for. But once again, it's like there's nowhere does he say like the demons are. Nowhere does it say that demons are under control.
Got it. Okay.
That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's because like what you said that like they all have free will and autonomy, but demons are just not bound by their obligation for the like that's the same obligation that the angels are bound by, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that they've broken from that.
They've pretty much broken from the control, essentially.
However, once again, they exist within the spiritual realm, which still is a conceptual realm bound by like inherent values and rules, right? It's still like, that's why they're able to interact with God and be like, like I said, like the entire book of Job. By the way, Job has kind of a sad ending in that his wife literally says, at some point, like he loses his children, they die in the house, his cattle go, he loses all his wealth. His friends say like, where's your God now? And his wife, right? His wife turns around and says, well, guess you should just unalive yourself.
Oh my God.
But she says in like a jeering way, like, do it, I bet you won't.
Yeah. like do it, you won't kind of thing. Yeah.
It's crazy. And then in that same book, basically the Christian God takes him and is like, and just shows him all these wonders. It actually describes dinosaurs, which was kind of crazy. It's like a large creature made of armor with a tail that could become like cedar that stayed in swamplands and stuff, and a large creature of the sea with sharp teeth and like basically flippers. Anyway, basically describes dinosaurs, which is funny how some people don't believe in dinosaurs, yet it's right there. Anyway, besides that,
we found basically goes everything too. So
exactly, how do people still not believe in dinosaurs? Like, but having said that, flat earthers exist.
Some people don't believe in Pangea.
Okay, Pangea, I can see. Like, I believe in Pangea.
You don't believe in Pangea?
I do.
Okay.
I do, but like, I can see why it would be harder for people to believe. Some people just aren't good at puzzles.
They can't fit all the pieces in,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where did Iceland come from? Iceland doesn't fit. But anyway, what was it called? That's besides the point. It's he then like shows all these great creations and things, and dude, it even says, right, it was one of his first creations, right? Like, it literally. Anyway, I'm sorry, it just infuriates me how people still don't believe in dinosaurs. Anyway, but like, that's beside the point. He then goes like, there are things he shows him all these things and basically says there are things that at play, there are forces at work, and I wish I could tell you all of them and what's happening behind the scenes, but I really can't. But look at all these huge creations and all these things that have happened before you and all these things that'll happen after you, and trust that I've got your best intentions in mind, which is kind of really wholesome as heck, like proper dad moment.
Yeah, actually,
But see what I mean? Like, so like, this can't be the same guy that like sends demons. Anyway,
like it's like you said, it's supposed to be like very consistent, or like Bible has been very consistent, right? So
and higher dimensional beings also must be consistent. Right.
Yeah. So like that kind of, I guess that kind of behavior or that kind of action is not in line with everything else. So it's hard to make that assumption or to think that assumption is correct. Yeah.
Which infuriates me that, like, I have no problem if non-believers think that. But I have a problem when believers think that. Anyway, that's the point. That's going to a different thing.
All right, continuing on.
Evil, but more independent actors that are not so different from a human in terms of actual morality. Some demons have their own personal agenda. Some are tempted by primal desires, such as sex, while others are directly influenced by Satan and hell and actively serve his evil agenda. However, others may actually be good, and believe it or not, there are demons who worship God. This is actually really interesting, that many times in the Bible, we see demons actively submitting to Jesus' authority. Jesus being the Son of God and part of the Holy...
Misconception, you say. Objection, Phoenix, right?
Yeah, it's not that they are subservient or worship him, but rather they revere him, right? If I could hate you, but if you have a gun pointed to my head, right, I'm not going to spit at your face. I'm going to quietly leave the premises.
It's kind of so it's kind of like they don't. Okay, so what you're saying is they don't worship him. They're kind of just maybe it's like they're still bound by the fact that they were his creation.
They're bound by the fact that the thing they're drawing their power from, like, is him.
Got you.
He's still the higher, like, being, you know? And it's like, so that's why he casts them out with, that's in the same way of exorcism. You cast them out with authority, right? It's like, and the authority is proof. The authority is, like, for us, it's different, right? For us, it's the authority is, we have the authority on earth. We can, it's like, you don't belong here, and then you can instill, like, in Christian exorcism, you instill God in the place of the demon, because there's also stories of, like, someone who is exorcised and then 5 months later they're possessed again. So you do need to fill the gap. Like, you need to close. It's not enough to just, like, fix the physical, fix the mental, if the spiritual is still wide open. Something else is just going to slip through. And so in this sense, the Jesus kind of exorcism is like, hey, I made you, go away, right? It's like, I can unmake you, right? That's what that is. Whereas Aaron's is more like, hey, I work for this guy, and he's informed me that I have the authority to say that you don't belong here, so leave.
So skedaddle.
It's kind of,
get out of here. Yeah.
Shoo. And it's fun. Like, there have been some exorcisms I've had which is just literally like, leave, and it's gone.
Gotcha.
And, like, do you know, especially the location ones, like, people possession is just always going to be, like I've already explained, that's just a bag of worms. You know, that I hope that I never have to, like, I hope that I never have to, like, full on, like, late stage exorcism ever, because I just, it's not even that I think I couldn't do it. I would feel really bad for the guy inside, just because you know he's, like, in agony in a way, mental agony, which I know. I just hope I never have to see that.
Yeah, dude. Oh gosh, it must be. I would assume, like, because, okay, like, to be, like, completely frank, I've never really been much of a believer in higher power, divine power, stuff like that. But, like, if it does happen, I would assume that being possessed or having something trying to take control of you would be very painful, right? And you'd probably be... Have you
ever experienced, like, moments in your life where just your emotions are just in control of you and not in a good way? Whether through anger or sadness or sorrow, just in a way that's just sucks. Life just sucks in that moment.
If I told you I feel that every day. I'm just kidding.
Mood, I mean, that's a mood,
oh
dude.
God,
but you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't think, I mean, to be completely, like, honest, I'm very well-tempered as a person. I don't think I've ever been in a situation, at least that I can recall recently, or, you know, within the last 10 years, where I've let my emotions take control of me. I mean, of course, when I was a child, I've probably had that happen. But yeah, I can't actually recall a time when that has happened.
All right, which is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But, like,
I mean, I've seen it happen in other people, right? I've seen other people get so mad they start breaking
as
things.
Someone who has like suffered from clinical issues in the past and stuff. I can say that if it's anything close to that, and from what I understand, it's that, but you're like stuck in your body. Like you're literally like, it's that, but you just have no control. Not fully no control, but it's more like it's not that you don't have control. It's that you feel powerless to change it. And it's that which I think is just sad, man. Like there's people that I've encountered that I know that I will never be able to help. I've seen it in people. I've seen, and I have left parties, that the best parties ever with the best people ever, and I see something in them, whether it's manifested by their own emotions or their own mind, or whether it's something deeper. It doesn't matter. I leave that party, and once I turn the corner and pass the house, I just cry because I wish I could do more for them. You know. And it's just it's why I'd never want to be facing someone who's really reached that point where something else is like trapping them in their own body. I would hate that. You know.
God, yeah. All right.
And I've seen close.
I was like deep. That got deep for a second.
yeah, my bad.
No, all good. No, you're fine. I like the conversation being candid. Like I like it being very easy for us to just kind of delve into the things we want to say and let it flow freely.
Yeah, right? And chat, nice. By all means, chime in whenever. Like even if there's things that you don't understand or things that you find strange, by all means. It's like the last thing I want is to. A lot of people have this innate reaction, right? If something is beyond their comprehension, it's easier to people will feel kind of dumb, and then their immediate reaction is to jeer or think negatively. But but that also kind of hurts the person that's jeering, right? And so if anyone has any genuine questions, by all means, chat. Like there's no such thing as a stupid question, as your teachers would say.
Yeah, I know you guys like hearing me talk in my soothing voice. It's really they're really here just to listen to your voice here. I'm just a vehicle, but
dude, you got a nice voice too, bro.
Thank you. You know how to flatter, man. Anyways, but yeah, no, feel free to chime in. We love hearing ourselves talk, but we also do want to see like a lot of you guys pop in and like say something every now and then. All right,
and I do like the sound of my own voice.
God, at least you're honest with yourself. Shall I continue?
Yeah, of course.
All right. I'm like, wait, real quick. I'm like leaning all the way back in my chair. I am so comfortable right now. So every time,
same. I've got a blanket on.
I know, me too. I've got like my bathrobe. Okay. Anyways, sorry, this is off topic. I had to lean over to like press the play button, but there we go.
For example, every time a demon came into the presence of Jesus, they would pretty much automatically bow or even throw themselves to the ground and worship him, such as in the Gospel of Mark. If we trace the appearances of demons from the oldest books of the Bible to the final ones written, such as the book of Revelation,
it wasn't the final one written.
At that time, there still was an idea that neutral and good demons
just
existed.
Speaks about the future. That's why they put it in the end.
The Bible gives most focus toward the evil ones and those who serve specifically under Satan's legion. So this is where we get the popular idea that demons are inherently evil. Over time, and as Christianity developed and spread through Europe, there was a distinct change in the way that the term demon was used.
I was hoping he would kind of like touch upon it, but I guess he's moving on from the topic. Is because so he said like Satan's legion and stuff, right? In Christianity, for demons and you know those entities that are no longer angels, is there like factions? Is there a hierarchy? Like how does, because the one thing that I know, and I think this is from playing Mortuary Assistant and other similar games or watching movies, right? Is that there's like houses, right? There's like houses of demons and like the picture in my mind from learning that kind of stuff, or like, you know, the picture that I piece together from these games that I play is that it's kind of like families of demons or houses of demons, and they all have like some kind of hierarchy and some kind of like faction. Is that how it is?
I would not be surprised. That kind of delves a little bit out of my expertise, just because, like I said, that's that theory, right? Like,
theology.
Knowing if there's legions isn't really gonna help me. But
I see.
I wouldn't be surprised, because if you think about it, it's there still needs to be some form of they do have a shared enemy, right? It's like why do they follow Satan specifically is a big question. Is he? But once again, he is right in a sense that they are more human, right? Because they're kind of going on their own agency. However, their hidden agency is like they're filling a void, but that void is like, it's like, when someone's just like living to fill a void is kind of like, it's kind of crazy. It's almost consuming. It's very similar with them, right? But that void is freaking mahusive. And it's like perhaps they're joined in that.
I just want to say, I thought mahusive wasn't a real word, and then it took me a second to realize you were saying just massive.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Sorry to cut you off. Mahusive.
But like, I wouldn't. Do you know how many of the angels followed Satan? 1/3 of the legions of heaven.
A third of legions of heaven.
1/3 of all angels
that are following Satan, right?
Have fallen. Angels. Yeah. Which is kind of probably a lot.
Wait, sorry. Did you say 1/3 of angels are fallen, or 1/3 of fallen angels follow Satan?
1/3 of all angels follow Satan.
Of fallen angels. Okay, got it.
Like they've fallen. Basically, it says that Satan drew 1/3 of the angels from heaven.
Oh, I see that what you're saying. Okay.
According to Christianity.
So 1/3 of the angels, derived from their prerogative and then followed Satan. They fell from their grace. Okay, yes. Got it.
It says that he drew them. So once again, it's like, I guess it's like, once you go into Satan and such, it becomes less conceptual and becomes a lot more not human. Yeah, I guess kind of in a sense of like, it's kind of like they're not bound by that unity. So it's like, so it would make sense that there could be houses, there could be factions within them. How much autonomy those individual factions have, once again, that goes completely into the theoretical. I assume if they're living by carnal desires and such, then maybe they'd like correlate based on like the things that they crave or like. That's what I'd assume, right? Like, here's all the people that like ecchi anime.
Like, we're all gonna be under the same faction, the same house, because we all like to watch booba. Like,
exactly. Like, for real, it's like you can get along with almost any like VTuber fan.
Okay, now I kind of like. Is there a correlation of get along with any VTuber fan? That's what it's like. Is there any correlation between like this idea of faction? Like, 'cause, okay, so how does like the 7 cardinal sins play into demonology? Like, like lust, greed, pride, gluttony.
I'll explain it briefly, but just so this goes into theology more than demonology.
Like got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually super simple, but it's not part of demonology. It's of course Teresa appears when I say booba. You're Sasuga, Teresa. But
it's important.
The reason why the cardinal sins or the 7 deadly sins are the 7 deadly sins is because you need some of them to an extent. If you have no pride, you'll be a doormat, lets everyone walk over them. You need to have some self-respect. Pride is a derivative of self-respect. Greed is a derivative of that just simple survival instinct of like
it's like a counterpart,
having anything.
Yeah,
it's like the reason why they're the 7 deadly sins is because it's very easy to fall into them, because we need the base forms, right? We need without wrath or without anger or the ability to just become like passionate or something. You can never have wrath, right? So that's all it is. It's just, but that once again, that's why if I was a demon, those are what I would play on, right? You know, let's say I know that you have a temper, you're a very righteous person, you have a strong sense of justice, and you hate seeing people go unpunished. What would I do? I'd be like, well, why not take justice into your own hands? The justice system isn't doing enough.
Yeah. Okay,
Place his shotgun on the lap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Aaliyah in chat asks, don't the 7 deadly sins have like a corresponding demon?
I believe they do. But once again, this is going to the theoretical side of things. And theology and theoretical. Theology is like Bible knowledge. The theoretical demonology is more like the names and the and the
So like,
but
I guess
I believe there is
but
like
I
representatives.
It doesn't. They don't touch much on it in demonology because it's not. I guess not that much.
Well, they touch on it in theoretical demonology. They don't touch on it in like if a demon is attacking you, it doesn't matter if he's one of the cardinal. Right? It's like the method of getting rid of him is the same.
It's gonna be the same. I see.
It just gives you more strength knowing. Apparently, so it gives some people more strength knowing which ones they're facing.
Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. Continuing on.
It evolved beyond fallen angels and began to branch out to cover just about every untrustworthy pagan god, especially those in polytheistic religions such as that of ancient Greece, Rome, Scandinavia, Germany, etc. All of these gods, who were worshipped and believed to have influence on the physical world, were considered by early and medieval Christians to be demonic entities, tempting people away from the one true God. This understanding of demons was largely independent.
So just
from
pause
the
it there.
original Christian
There's nowhere really kind of now it says I only got no there are no other gods but me, or like I'm a jealous god. Do not worship anything but me. But it's like once again, it's like, does it say anywhere in the Bible that the other gods are demons? I can see how people could derive that, right? Because if demons exist to drive people away from the demonic source, then yes, that would make sense. But once again, we don't know what exists within the spirit realm. We don't know, right? We just know what interacts, and I only personally know what can physically do stuff. But in this sense, it's a gray area, right? There's nowhere it doesn't actually say that. So I just wanted to correct him.
Got it. I mean, does the Bible ever talk about other gods? Right? Because my understanding the entire time was that it was always about just the one God. There's only one God.
They're literally the 10 Commandments. Says, do not worship any other God.
Okay. So that's one of the 10 commandments, is to not worship any other God. Okay.
It never actually says there's no other God.
But I mean, like the fact that there's like a commandment that
says don't worship other gods.
Yeah, so there probably is some kind of
now, if you were the closest thing that would make sense, assuming that the Christian belief is true, is that all gods still somewhat derive from the spiritual realm in a sense, and they're all still drawing power from it. So there is that, and then once again, it's like there's a lot of gray area, right? It's and once again, like I said, I'm a very practical person, and if it's something that if understanding this and understanding this gray area doesn't help me in my day-to-day, I don't need it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's
like, you know what you need to know, and there's no need to delve deeper if it's not necessary.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Scripture, but became its own sort of apocrypha, since it was recorded by important Christian scholars beginning around the 2nd century AD. Of course, the folklore of these regions in which Christianity spread had their own legends of demonic entities, and from this folklore, the idea of demons began to encompass much more than just fallen angels and pagan gods, but also ghosts, ghouls, goblins, and fairies. All of these are lesser spirits who don't possess a physical body, but they have the ability to interact with the physical world.
Pause here. Pop quiz time.
All right.
Do you understand why a folktale could be, let's say someone's very skeptical of certain folktales. Like if we consider the, something like there's a monster from the Philippines that I believe, and I quote, devours an unborn child from inside its mother while it sleeps.
Oh my.
Do you see why a demon could play on that fear to cause someone spiritual torment, doubting their safety?
Yeah. Well, if they already are predisposed to that kind of fear, then it just makes it easier to kind of open their door, right?
Exactly.
Down their
Exactly. That's it.
barriers. Yeah. Got it.
That is it.
I see.
So yeah, before he leads us on a tangent, because I can already tell he's going to be wrong.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's see what he has to say.
Sometimes in very powerful ways. And conversely, we may interact with them by conjuring their presence, speaking to them, and even controlling these entities through magic. At least that was what was believed.
The nature of demons.
Ooh.
As I mentioned in the beginning, we'll be focusing
background,
on
bro.
Christian demonology. So let's talk about the nature, specifically of the evil fallen angels, the ones who serve under Satan. What they look like, what powers they have, and how they carry out their
They're
mission.
probably hot.
Their mission, of
Would
course,
biblically
is to
accurate
test
demons be
one's
hot?
faith in
Probably,
God
right? 'Cause
through
they have to tempt
temptation and manipulation of circumstances. Gradually push a person over the edge.
Here's the thing. If demons are fallen angels and biblically accurate angels, but see, that's the thing,
Biblically
right?
accurate
Like,
angels are supposed to be beautiful, right?
they're terrifying if you describe it.
Really?
Freaking rings of fires made of eyes.
Oh really? Okay, wait. Okay, so
terrifying.
I don't know that. I don't know the description. Can you like do like a quick rundown?
What? See, I will say this once again. Like, if these creatures do not have a physical form, then I assume that if they were to appear to someone, they would appear in a way that invokes grandeur and words. So I assume they have control over their forms. So you know, it does but like here, like biblical angel description.
Biblically accurate angel, subliminal.
All right, check this out.
All right, blimp.
The Ezekiel says, "Now as I looked at the living creatures, behold, a wheel was on the earth. Each living creature with its beside each living creature with its four faces. The appearance of wheels and their workings was like the color of brill, and four had the same likeness. The appearance of their workings was, as it were, a wheel in the middle of a wheel, and when they moved, they went forward in any of four directions." So yes, it's a wheel made of eyes that has many smaller wheels rotating within it like a gyroscope.
Oh my god! And then there was something about four faces.
Yeah. Yep. As in, like, there's like faces within the wheels. Yeah, it's kind of terrifying. It's kind of terrifying.
That sounds absolutely terrifying. Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah. But once again, is like, I assume these creatures just appear in a form that invokes a sense of whatever they need to, right? Because imagine if that appeared in front of like freaking like Mary or something.
Yeah. Dude, I would be like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I Satan it is, boys.
Anything of this.
Because if a dude is like, if like, let's say one of the angels is just trying to like bang a bunch of people Zeus style, like, it's probably not going to appear like that.
Oh my god, Zeus. That's like probably the one mythology that I kind of like know a little bit about, is how Zeus has a bunch of half sons or something like that.
Dude, Zeus is literally Kirito.
That's because, oh my god, Kirito. He's only worse. Because I remember watching, reading. Have you ever read Percy Jackson and the Olympians?
I've watched the film.
The film. I read the book. I actually haven't watched the film, but I read the book, and
it's not like, as good as the book. I read like a chapter of the book, and I could already tell the book was better.
The book is so good. I've read a lot of the book, but it's like it's really cool because at least like in the fiction of the book, there's like so many half sons of like everybody, right? And there's whole camps made for like these demigods and stuff like that, and it's really cool. But yeah, that was besides the point.
I do like Percy Jackson is just freaking cool. Like it's just a cool
the whole
concept.
idea is so cool. All right, continuing on.
We'll begin with the defining features of demons and what these beings are capable of. Demons pretty much share the same nature as regular angels, being that they're non-physical, celestial, and immortal beings.
Okay.
They are not omniscient, but they typically have one specific body of knowledge they're specialized in.
Not
Maybe.
omniscient.
Sometimes this can be broad, such as natural or moral philosophy, or extremely narrow, such as the poisons and cures derived from herbs.
Maybe.
The powers that demons have
maybe.
do come from heaven, but are carefully limited by God, and typically demons can only be in one place at one time, but
Yeah, I mentioned this
some
at the start.
traditions
Yeah,
suggest that the devil can be omnipresent, which puts Satan's power in a much higher category than
Some
any
traditions,
other
but like the
being.
Bible never actually says that.
The Gospel of Mark implies twice that multiple demons can cling to a single person.
Yep.
And
Oh
in general,
gosh.
demons
this.
are known to torment their victim over
If you want to, oh yeah, look at that, perfect. There's the torment. But anywho, there's literally one line where it's just like, "What is your name?" And the demon responds with, "We are. I am." No, it's like, "We are legion, for we are many."
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Imagine a dude looking up at you and saying that. Anywho,
Dude, yeah, we are many. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
There is also, whether you choose to believe this or not, there was a very famous Ouija board thing, which once again, like if you don't know what you're doing, don't freaking use a Ouija board. That is just the
God.
definition of gate open.
I only know Ouija board from Phasmophobia.
Rock Lee style, like freaking Rock
my
Lee
God,
style.
all the
Open the
gates.
7 gates.
Oh my
Like,
gosh. Yeah.
What's it called? Not me popping my head into the window and shouting hide and seek, but the what was it? But like, they said, how many of you guys are there? And what it said was, demons fill the skies at night. It's kind of terrifying.
That
Think
is
about
terrifying. Oh gosh.
But yes, so as you can see, if you look at it, like victims over long periods of time.
Yeah.
They
Goes
torment
over
victims
multiple
over long periods of
attempts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess like with this, a possession could start like many years ago and then only like finish the 6 stages after. Okay. So I guess like
very easily.
I mean, like, yeah,
They have
and then yeah, obviously like they're immortal, right? So for them, like a few years is probably not even.
And like I said, sometimes it never even transitions into physical possession because that would actually serve to harm their agenda. Because suddenly, like especially in the modern world, like if someone saw actual possession, there would be a more chance of them potentially believing, rather than before where if everyone kind of believed, your goal was to frighten them out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Got it. Okay.
for long periods of time, as well as over multiple attempts until they are able to fully possess the person and gain complete control. They're also able to torment and possess animals, as seen in the Gospel of Luke. So pretty much every living creature is vulnerable to their influence. But when they're not clinging on to people...
Are there living creatures that wouldn't be?
It was specifically not a case of them possessing. I could be wrong here, but if he's quoting what I think he's quoting, it's actually that Legion one that we mentioned where the demons were cast out of the body and trapped in the bodies of pigs, and those pigs then ran straight into a river and drowned themselves.
So wait, okay, so during possession, if like the victim is possessed but then, dies, right? Does that also eliminate the demon, or does that just eliminate the demon's hold? Okay. So the demon returns back to the spiritual realm.
Yeah, and technically, now I don't know the details, but based on what I know, I don't think there's anything stopping the demon from just going back and forth anyway. You see demons like jumping from one host to another sometimes as well. That's why another thing why exorcism is so scary is because, if you're not careful and your faith is shaken, it can jump. Like if you're the better target, if you because remember, so okay, I'm gonna use this term very, very carefully, very carefully. Don't go around like I swear, like don't go around pointing fingers at people, right? But you can usually tell the difference between demonic possession and torment, and just a normal like mental illness by how the person affects the people around them. Because a demon, right, if it thinks that it can use me to just be that person that just brings down everyone that they come in contact with, it's going to prefer me over the hermit who lives across the street that no one likes and no one talks to.
Fair. That makes sense.
Yeah. Especially being an influencer. Anywho.
And animals. Where do demons go? Well, though we usually think of demons living in hell, the Gospel of Luke describes them as wandering endlessly in arid places, which means some waterless dimension apart from our own physical world.
Yep.
Their only home, where they feel most comfortable, is supposedly inside people, animals, and idols.
And we don't know that.
Statues or images.
No, okay.
Pagan
so
worship.
kind of mistake there.
Yeah.
It's not where they feel most comfortable. It's simply like in the physical realm where they feel most comfortable. It's not that they have to be inhabiting us. It's just like while they're here.
Yeah.
It's not even that they have to. It's just like building your house near the airport. You know what I mean? It's like they're gonna stay near the gate that allows them to draw more power.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do demons actually look like?
Biblically accurate demon time.
Beings. Well, most of our typical image of demons actually comes from the book of Revelation, especially the idea that they have horns. But this idea likely originates way earlier with ancient pagan gods such as Moloch, who was portrayed as a bull. There were also other pagan gods who had the head of a bull or wore bull horns as their crown.
Yeah.
So if you're like the ancient Christians who believed these gods were...
Okay, so if you want to pause here.
Yeah.
This is why it's important to know the context. So Revelation is a prophecy of the end times, and it was derived from a dream. So if anyone knows anything about dreams, is a dream will manifest itself in a way that you can understand. Right? So there's that concept that what if angels just never had wings? What if wings was just a way that the only way that people could understand something flying was that it had wings, right? Like it's that kind of thing, right? So everything in Revelation is said in the end times, but it is the dream. It is from someone's dream or prophecy. So it's one of those things where it's symbolism, right? It's all symbolism. Like I personally would be very hesitant to take anything literally. Like it says, like the bride of Christ will rise up and fight, but the bride of Christ is actually a representation of the people of Israel. Like it goes in depth, but that goes into theology once again.
Okay.
But yeah.
Got it. Okay. Hi, Kiara. Welcome in. Hello.
Worshipped by those who fell victim to their temptations, then yeah, we could say that horns are a trait of some demons. However, the Bible makes it clear that demons can take on pretty much any physical appearance they desire, including ones we would associate as good or even holy. For example, 2 Corinthians states that demons can appear in the form of, quote, false apostles, masquerading as apostles of Christ. And no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. It is not surprising then if his servants masquerade as servants of righteousness. End quote. Speaking of the devil, in the Bible, Satan takes the form of various animals, including a serpent, a goat, and even a 7-headed red dragon. So it's pretty clear that
wait,
literally in Revelation.
Yeah, the serpent, that's the one that was like that offered the poison apple to Adam and Eve, right? Is that like
a fun fact? Nowhere in the Bible does it ever call it an apple.
Oh,
Mandela effect moment.
Mandela. Okay, so like someone else called it an apple, and then everyone else
someone just called it an apple, yeah, and then just caught on. threes is like my vocabulary isn't good. Yeah, we're using some big English threes. So like this is
I know, right? But okay. So like, I always thought the serpent in Adam and Eve was just like an evil serpent. It was actually Satan.
It was Satan. It says that Satan took the form of a serpent. The concept of once again, I'm gonna touch on this because it's theology.
Yeah.
Is the concept of you should be able to understand this now that I've explained the whole thing of the angels. So Adam and Eve were one with God in unity, similar to how the angels were.
Okay.
The concept of the tree of knowledge of good and evil was that they could now decide what's good and evil. But the fruit isn't what gave them the power. It was the act of reaching out and grabbing the fruit and abandoning their original duty.
The possibly apple-like fruit. Yes.
Exactly. But the same way that angels fall is how the humans fell, because it wasn't the eating of the fruit which caused them to fall. It was the act of defiance.
Act of defiance of grabbing the fruit even though they were told not to.
Exactly.
Right.
But the reason why it was put there was solely because it was like, how do you explain it? It's like the difference between humans and angels was always that they would be given free will. So it was there in case they chose to leave, and that's what they did basically. But they didn't fully grasp that. Got it. So see, that wouldn't have made sense had we not already had that long tangent about angels.
Yeah. That would make sense. Yeah. Okay. Wow. God. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. That's theology. I'm breaking into a different field.
I mean, I feel like you know quite a bit about theology already. So
I do, but it's just not like socially accepted.
I see. Okay.
Notice how I've always just been saying Christian faith and being as objective as humanly possible. I don't want to get canceled.
Of course. Oh, would you really be canceled talking about?
Yes. Didn't you see what happened to the freaking creator of Five Nights at Freddy's?
No.
He literally didn't do anything. They just discovered his religion, and then everyone started clowning on him.
Okay.
Like, he didn't say anything.
You're gonna tell me more about this after stream.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's literally just that. It is literally just that.
They just what? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Five Nights at Freddy's still a good game.
没关系，其实没关系。
没关系。
你太好笑了。
All right, continuing on.
Can be accurately prescribed to demons. They pretty much take whatever form helps them accomplish their goal.
Yeah. Also, five-headed dragon, kind of
There are two
badass.
species
Oh my gosh, dude! I just realized something.
What?
Freaking Tiamat, the main, like the evil dragon from D&D, like the king, like the god of the evil dragons is I believe a five-headed dragon.
Oh,
I never made that connection. That's crazy.
Oh wow. I mean, what was it? Isn't, because you said something about Baal, right? Isn't Baal also included in D&D?
I think in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, is it only in Baldur's Gate?
Well, Baldur's Gate is based on, so D&D. So there's now we're going into a different field of
a whole different topic. We'll keep it brief.
Yeah, we'll keep it brief. D&D has a canon world that you can play in and do modules in and do quests in, or you can just take the rule set and like plop your things like modded Minecraft kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So Baldur's Gate is a location in the canon world of D&D. That's
got it. Okay.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. All right.
Going back.
Continue. Yeah, before we get too deep. All right.
Oh gosh.
His goal is temptation through seduction. The incubus thus appears in the form of an attractive man to seduce and have sexual intercourse with women, and the succubus takes the form of an attractive woman to do the same with men. Moreover, the 15th century treatise on witchcraft,
I take the form of 2D hot guy.
states that some classes of demons prefer to take the form of children. The identifying traits are that these children are abnormally heavy.
It happens. It happens.
Grow over time as a normal child would.
I'm gonna switch a little bit closer to you in a second.
Yeah, don't worry, bro.
More.
I'm just stretching my arm out. Just
physical.
Oh wow! Whoa!
For
what
example,
a soft arm.
Their
You have.
bodies
Okay. Anyways.
would be abnormally cold, even icy.
I see.
But this icy belief evolved during the infamous witch trials, as supposed witches were tortured to give out
dude, that was crazy.
So
Wait,
I wouldn't
okay.
exactly call it
Brief.
That was crazy.
Briefly touch over witch trials. I've heard of the term
Fear-mongering.
Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like what? Oh, so the witch trials was when back in the day they would like capture women they thought were witches and then burn them at the stake or something. Right? Got it.
And
got
Salem specifically it got so bad. See, the thing is, people would just like, let's say I didn't like you, I'd just be like, you're a witch, and they just kill you. It's like, no, they wouldn't kill you. They'd be like, one of the famous tests, like everyone knows of this, is like they would tie a weight to your leg and they would throw you into a body of water.
Yeah.
And if you sink, you weren't a witch, but if you survive, you're a witch.
Oh my god! But most people just die anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and if you survive, you also die.
Yeah, you just what the heck? Oh my god!
But it was but yeah, the entire thing is fear mongering. It's just what happens with fear mongering, right?
Oh my god!
And who knows? Maybe there was something demonic at play. We don't know.
What is somewhat reliable, yet extremely debated and controversial, is whether demons possess sexuality. Slight trigger warning, by the way, as we'll be talking very generally and briefly about
we just don't know, probably
encounters.
Non-consensual encounters.
So,
okay.
sex-wise, the traditional Christian demons, such as Satan and Beelzebub, are pretty much always stated to be male. And this is consistent in both religious and occult sources. And I hate to disappoint, but this includes succubi, who take the form of beautiful women in order to have intercourse with men.
So this is something to, I know this is a bit of theology, but I just need to correct this guy. So the reason why they would take the form of men traditionally was simply because back in those days, no, it wasn't even that. It was that men were the ones who would receive the inheritance of their fathers.
Oh, okay.
So it was, in a sense, a power play, quite literally a power play, not physical power. It was more that like, it was more to represent like inheritance.
Got it.
Which obviously just, it doesn't make sense nowadays. So it's like, it's common misconception that it's like yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay. So does that mean that what he's saying that the succubi are male? Or is that not true?
Like, we don't like that's the thing is like
it's probably better to assume that they don't have a gender, right? Like they're ambiguous.
Exactly.
That way,
like
right?
why would they limit themselves?
Yeah. They don't.
You know what I mean?
They don't need to limit themselves, so they wouldn't. That makes sense to me.
Exactly.
Succubus is, in fact, a male. On top of that, the succubus is thought to take the man's sperm, then transform itself into an incubus, who then has sexual intercourse with a woman.
Yeah, so this goes into hard theory, like hard theory, like not even theoretical, like just
that this is how the
theory.
Fallen angels produce offspring with human women in the book of Genesis. By the way, this is
they were the Nephilim, is what they called them.
The what?
So in the book of Genesis, there was talks of a race of like giants called the Nephilim, who were said to be half made of like the offspring of
demons and humans.
Demons and humans, but it's a weird one. It's a weird one. See, that's another thing we gotta look at. Like I gotta look into, because it's like, why doesn't that happen nowadays?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So there was giants, and there was a race called Nephilim, and they were
apparently. But giants also is a broad term, right? Like I'm 6'2", and people would consider me a giant.
Okay.
Right. So like,
okay, fair. Wait. That also begs the question, because I remember you stated something about like they can't really interact with the physical world, but then how are they having intercourse with?
Same. I don't mind gender. Thank you, Teresa.
Oh my god, Teresa.
Thank you, Teresa. True. Oh man, that's man. Yo, very quickly, Finn. I gotta tell you about the joke. My chat's been going wild, right? Someone was carving out a Xenosaur Zero character out of wood, and I was like, man, wooden girlfriends are where it's at. And someone was like, oh no, wooden girlfriends are too clunky. I prefer rubber girlfriends. And then someone else is like, no, you're both wrong. I like my girlfriends inflatable. I'm like,
my god,
there is no way I have a. You guys are wild. You guys might like. So I apologize in advance for everyone from my chat.
god. Oh my god.
What's it called? But the what was it called? So yeah, so going back to your question about how would they interact with the physical, it's just one of those things where it's just like, how much authority can you give something? Like, how far does authority go?
Oh, so in that case, it's probably like their victims have already given them the authority to manifest and interact with them.
Probably,
right?
Or
that
they were
makes
manipulated into opening the gate that much, right? It's like, but once again, the big's like, why not today? Is it the same thing as like physical possession, where it would just cause people to like believe more, or once again, did the whole concept derive from fear? Like, was it just people who were scared of certain people, so they labeled them demon children? I don't know. You know?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was my question. All right.
Having a physical body,
Oh,
but instead
tell us
an
about it.
intentionally manifested one. So
Potentially manifested.
There we
in
go.
that sense, you could say that demons are almost definitely sexless and only conform to a perceived gender.
That's what you said. That's what
As
you
you
said.
may
Yeah.
imagine, sexual attraction and lust are very important concepts in demonology because they encompass some of the most powerful temptations a person might face.
There you go.
Being that our nature, just like any other living creature, is to reproduce. But it
See,
wasn't
that's what we're
always
talking about,
a
the seven deadly sins.
demonic encounter
Yeah,
of
that makes
seduction and sex. In fact, most Christian demonologists would agree that long-term consensual relationships between humans and demons were entirely possible.
Probably, yeah.
The thought was that this relationship was one of pain and toxicity. However, many people who confess to having these relationships, such as diabolical witches and 13th century Luciferians, they were pretty insistent that it was a satisfying and pleasurable experience.
I mean, I would assume so, right?
Yeah,
to each
like,
their own.
They use their
They
power
probably-
to,
We'll go in deeper about
Exactly.
the abilities of
it's like that one scene from with Dr. Manhattan.
But
Which scene?
first,
What's
You know,
wait,
the one
what are
where
you
he,
talking?
like, do you know the scene that one really weird sex scene where she's just not feeling it because he's like multiplied into like many versions of himself and they're all like touching her up, but she's just like, nah, I'm not feeling it, bro.
I've never seen Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, dude, it's weird.
Okay, you gotta tell me
Anyway.
about this later.
Yeah, you just go watch the things called The
what is
Watchers.
the core of
Watchers.
demonology.
Okay, got it.
Being that it's traditionally treated as a science, not so different from zoology. Demonologists give a ton of focus to how demons are classified and placed into
Also,
a hierarchy.
in like, so demonology
Because
is
this
that.
is
It's
how
kind of
we
like
derive
zoology
a
where they
better
classify
understanding
the
of
entities and the
what
creatures.
Yeah.
specific
In
demons
a
are
sense,
capable
but
of,
remember,
them,
it's
what
a very
behaviors
broad,
they specialize
you know.
in, and what
Got it.
superiors they answer to. And it's through this deeper understanding that the demonologist gains power over the demon.
See, that's the thing, right? Whereas there's two ways to get power, right? Either you make it small or you understand the truth, right?
Yeah,
And so in my case, it's I understand the truth that anything that comes that is in my way does not have the authority to be in my way, and that we have the authority to in the name of whichever divine entity we believe in, cast it out,
Yeah,
right?
that
And
makes
that's all I need. Whereas other people don't have that, so they need this other way of, because they don't believe that they have the authority. They especially if you look through the example of like to the witchcraft exorcism. This is very important because they need some way to have that authority over the demon. And in this case, rather than you being super big, well, through your authority, you being super big, you're making the demon small. There's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, because like once you understand it, it's all about like how much power you give it, so you can make it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is what I'm really interested in: classification hierarchy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see this.
There's no better place
it's my
to start
castle.
than getting to know the most powerful demons of them all. And these are the archdemons.
Archdemons.
So, much like archangels, who command choirs of
Lucifer is an archangel, right? That's like because you said
He
something about
was,
him.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
angels,
Got it.
archdemons command legions of demons. Unlike in angelology, however, demonology doesn't have a concretely defined
Also,
list of
I am still listening. I just got to run to the bathroom.
Okay. No problem. Go
But I have
piss,
wireless
girl.
headphones in.
Go piss, girl. Go piss. Oh my god, he's blocking the screen. I gotta move him a little bit. Over there. Over there. Yeah, I'll put you in the corner. Hey, good boy. Oh, he can hear me. I totally forgot. Anyways.
Demons are archdemons. There was and still is a lot of controversy about this in the occult world.
Oh, he's still moving.
For example, there were the ancient Canaanite gods, Baal and Astarte, who in ancient Christianity became seen as two of the worst enemies of God. So early demonology considered them to be archdemons and associated them with the demons Baal and Astaroth. But as the religious worship of Baal and Astarte stopped, the perceived threat of these two supposed archdemons went away, and so did their place in the hierarchy.
Right.
That being said, there is a mostly consistent hierarchy of archdemons from the Middle Ages that survives into modern day.
I'm just gonna make my own interjections, chat, because that makes sense with what Tier's been saying about them giving them power. Because if the belief of Baal and Astarte kind of went away, so with their place in the hierarchy because of their power being drained, right? Because if they get their power from the authority given to them, then it would make sense to stand that, you know, if they are less believed in and all of that, then they would have less power and they'd probably have a lower place in the hierarchy of demons. How is he moving? He went to I'm learning. Welcome back, Tier.
It's the demons take control of my model when I release.
Oh, are you possessed? Oh no,
dude, I'm like so possessed.
Oh no, dude, don't be possessed.
One like equals one exorcism.
One like equals one exorcism. Yeah, we're gonna need like at least 2,000 exorcisms on this guy.
Yeah.
Aaliyah asked, how are you moving if you want to be? It's probably just a facial recognition, like from like very far away or something, right?
Yeah, it's because sometimes the ghosts manifest faces and they try to control my model.
Oh, it's a demon. I see. All right. Yeah. I have a thought. Don't want to think about it. What's the thought? Share it. Right now.
But yeah, you know, you're literally nailing the head.
My God, my brain is braining.
Yeah, exactly. He's learning.
The princes of hell. The seven princes are based upon the infamous seven deadly sins.
Yep.
With
seven
each
princes.
sin
Okay,
being
so
associated
Aaliyah, this is what you asked earlier about like the cardinal sins having a demon or a devil associated to them. This is probably what he's about to talk into. So the archdemons.
With a specific archdemon as their primary method of temptation. This system comes from the anonymous 15th century tract known as the Lantern of Light. The first prince of hell is Lucifer, the original fallen angel, who is associated with pride. Second, we have Leviathan, who is a demonic sea serpent referenced throughout the Bible.
Now, fun fact.
Associated with envy.
So Leviathan, Leviathan is actually mentioned several places. I don't know if he's actually referred to as a demon though, because he was one of the creatures that Job was shown. But he's also referenced in other parts of the Bible, so maybe it was just a shared name.
I see.
But I do know that the one shown to Job was not
the Leviathan, right? Like I
believe so. Yeah, like this whole thing now diverges from theology and goes into the theoretical demonology.
Okay. Got it.
Third, there is Satanas, which is Latin for Satan, the fallen form of Lucifer, and he represents wrath.
Wait.
Yes, I don't even know. How do you even do that?
Yeah, like the first prince of hell is Satan, and then the third prince of hell, or third one is
Dude, Lucifer. it's the DM making like a DM PC.
Yeah,
that's his OC, dude. That's his VTuber persona.
Oh my God.
Fourth is Belphegor, said to be the laziest and most neglectful of all the former angels in heaven. And of course, Belphegor represents sloth.
Okay.
The fifth is Mammon, a fallen angel who, according to occult writings, always looked down at the gold pavement of heaven instead of up at God himself.
Greed.
Thus, Mammon is associated with greed. The sixth is Beelzebub.
Oh, a mosquito?
In Catholic demonology,
Lord of the Flies
is thought to be one of the first three angels to fall from heaven.
See, it's like
Lucifer,
where do they?
Leviathan.
Where did they find
His
this
name
information?
translates
Yeah,
It's
literally
like,
to
you know,
It's a lot more theoretical now, right? Like, that's what you're saying. It becomes theoretical theology. Or
exactly. He
demonology.
literally said that the system just appeared on a painting. He literally said it earlier.
Ah, I see. Okay. Ah.
Lord of the Flies. Beelzebub is associated with gluttony.
Yeah, okay. I always thought it was
Finally,
Beelzebub.
the
Beelzebub.
seventh is
It's
Asmodeus,
Beelzebub? Okay.
who is depicted
Beelzebub,
as
yeah.
a chimera, with the chest of a man,
As like Asmodeus is sometimes pronounced
the tail of
Asmodeus.
a dragon,
Yeah.
and 3 heads.
I've heard
Or
Asmongold.
Asmongold. No, I'm
Around-
joking.
Asmongold.
Despite
That's
his
a joke.
absolutely hideous
Oh my
appearance,
gosh.
Asmodeus represents lust.
Wait. I thought Beelzebub represented lust.
No,
Hold on,
he's
hold on.
gluttony
Gluttony. Got it. Okay.
because he's the Lord of the
Hideous
Flies.
appearance.
Gotcha. Okay.
Asmodeus represents lust. So, beyond the 7 archdemons, there are countless medieval grimoires that contain very long lists, some with hundreds of entries with very little consistency between them, by the way. And
Yeah, see,
these lists typically set out to organize lesser demons by office, rank, and title.
they
I
try.
see. They try.
As for titles, these are typically derived from the titles they held as angels before their fall from heaven.
Like,
For
how do you know?
example, the demon Olivier was Prince of the Archangels, and thus he retains
does that mean?
title in hell, even though that's clearly no longer his
This
position.
is very all theoretical, right?
Yes.
In terms of rank, demons are traditionally organized as a sort of military hierarchy, with anything from a president who commands many legions of demons, to a general in charge of a specific group, all the way to those lesser demons who are essentially foot soldiers. For example, there is a demon Sargatanos, who the Red Dragon Grimoire states is a brigadier major.
That
What the
sounds
Brigadier
so
Major?
3 lesser demons.
cool. The Red Dragon
Lorelei and
Grimoire.
Valefer.
Oh my
And
god.
Sargatanos reports to his superior, the higher demon Astaroth. I'm particularly fond of the 1818 Infernal Dictionary for the pretty mundane ranks assigned to some of these
1818
lesser
Alright.
demons.
Infernal Dictionary.
For example, we've got Malcolm, the Pear Treasurer, Nisroch, Chief of the Kitchen, Behemoth, Chief Cupbearer,
What the?
Dagon, Grand Paler, which
But see, that's once again, Behemoth
bread
was.
pantry.
See, this is how you know it's incorrect, because Behemoth is the creature that is referenced in Job, the one that I said with armor plates and a strong tail that lives in the marsh. Nowhere does it say that's a demon.
I mean, then in that case, like maybe these are just.
That just sounds like a
names?
dinosaur.
No,
No,
maybe
it's
there's just, like, shared
people.
names.
It's people just trying to, like you said, this is from the medieval ages.
Yeah.
So it's like, how did they get this? It was through divine
This kind of
revelation.
information.
They just
Ah.
like, or did they just think of? Are these just his OCs? Is he making
Right,
the
right,
MCU?
right. Yeah,
But it's
like-
demons.
Like not Mr. Mythos here, but like these like people back then who. came
Yeah,
up with
yeah,
the
exactly,
ideas, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
This, the Grand Buffoon.
That's
Oh my
me.
god, the
In
grand
terms
buffoon.
of
Yeah,
office,
me
this
coded.
usually crosses,
Yeah.
but an office can also be assigned to a demon depending on the times and locations in which they appear in the world of humans. For example,
Your man's got that
the demon
penthouse
Leonard
office.
is the Great
my
Lord
Leonard.
and the demon Belial
Leonard
is the
Belial. I've heard
ambassador
of
of
Belial.
Italy.
Ambassador of Italy. Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Wait.
Hierarchy based on the cardinal directions, which are north, south, east, and west. This is found in the very famous grimoire, the Lesser Key of Solomon, and it suggests an alternative to the 7 princes of hell.
Alternative. Okay.
Instead of 7 princes, there are 4 kings of
The four
cardinal
kings
directions
are.
who serve
I mean, you
directly-
always hear like the 4 heavenly kings, but this is in relation to like demonology now. So I don't.
Yeah.
understand.
I've heard of the four
And
kings,
beneath
the kings of hell and stuff.
these-
See, this is why like modern understanding is just such a mishmash of random things. That's why. Do you now see why I just don't bother?
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, it's also kind of like it's the thing. The problem is, and this happens with any kind of piece of history, or any kind of like preserved, I guess, knowledge or text, or you know, it's always us trying to rationalize what people thought back then, right?
Exactly.
Like people today try to rationalize what people thought back then and try to compile this information, but also transcribe it in a way that it's understandable in today's language, which
Yeah.
which obviously a lot of things is lost through all those different processes of
Yeah.
getting that information out.
Yeah. So, for example, First and Second Corinthians, those are letters written by Paul to the Church of Corinth. Corinth was like a sailor town. It was kind of crazy. It was like it's kind of crazy if you think about it. So there was this big little landmass that separated two seas, and if ships wanted to cross, they would literally haul the ships out of the water and roll them across lands on these giant, I don't know if they were wheels or logs, but they rolled them across on something. But that was a slow process. And so while the giant ships were being hauled, they'd just chill in the town. So it was a sailor town, so it was a not great place. So that's why Corinthians is mostly like scolding, corrections and stuff. But actually, it's believed that First and Second Corinthians are actually the second and fourth letters, with the first two being basically lost, being lost to time.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Cool concept.
Is it second and fourth letter or third and fourth letter?
Apparently, people say it's the second and fourth.
Second and fourth. So
I have no idea where they get this information from, but we do know that there are definitely missing parts.
Yeah. I mean, it's surprising they even managed to like find these old information.
Exactly.
Before, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Fun fact. Actually, no, I'll tell you after the stream, because it's going to be one of those get canceled moments.
Got it. Okay, continuing on with the video so we don't get canceled. Yay!
4 kings command 72 powerful demons.
Oh, with the glyphs again.
King Solomon from the Bible allegedly summoned, but we'll get into that story.
He didn't. Like, I know. That's
the
weird.
4 kings
Why would you summon them?
Follows. King of the North is Zimnir, and King of the West is Corson. Unfortunately for both Zimnir and Corson, there's hardly any information available beyond their name, so what they look like and what they represent are largely unknown. However, for the kings of the East and South, there's quite a bit more to dig into.
Yeah.
The king of the East is ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊, who is recognized as the lord of avarice, which is extreme greed and materialism.
Once again, I'm saying yeah, just because I've heard of the names and I know what they are, but like it doesn't mean I agree with them.
They have to stand upright with their headdress removed in order to show respect. And if they fail to do this, then ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊 will pretend like everything is cool, but in secret, he'll set up the summoner's work for catastrophe. Moving on, the king of the South is a powerful demon known simply as Gap. There's actually quite a bit of lore to this demon. First off, when Gap takes a physical form, he presents himself as a charming human prince, or
that's a very charming human prince.
Nobility.
He's the guy sitting
associated with love.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I was like
Farquaad.
Oh my god, Lord Farquaad! I'm not even gonna lie. As this image showed up, I literally did not see the person. I thought it was legs coming out of his neck.
Dude, it's like the Spot the Monkey videos.
Yeah, dude. Oh, or like Find Waldo, right? Yeah, where's Waldo?
Dude, that's so funny.
Oh my god.
Specific behaviors, such as providing medical care for women, and while doing so, making them more attractive to men, but at the same time rendering them infertile.
Oh wow.
Probably in line with this idea, later grimoire.
It's so funny how this kind of thing is probably a lot more popular today. Like a lot of people would line up for that.
Yo, for real.
Right? Like, oh my god.
Like, everyone's like, yo, Gap, hit me up, bro.
Yeah, Gap, hit me up. I want to become infertile and beautiful.
Yeah, that's actually where it's at.
Like, never worry about all that stuff. Tie my tubes, whatever.
Dude, like, that's crazy. But yeah, that's the thing. That's why it's like I have such a hard time. Whereas, like, I know it's like this goes into the realm of it's just the realm of unnecessary.
Yeah.
Right? It's like technically if you wanted to be like whatever blessing they give, technically any of them could give that if you give them the authority.
Right, because the demons are supposed to just they're supposed to
they
all
draw
have,
from the same place.
They all draw the same power from the same place. They're supposed to all be able to do the same things, right? I mean, well, there was that little excerpt about him saying every demon has like a specific field of knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? Is that like more like true or not?
It's very much the realm of like I really couldn't tell you.
That's a more theoretical. That's a lot more.
Yeah,
exactly.
Got
it. Where are you going? Come back! Sit back in the chair.
There's a weird bug crawling on my arm that I just killed, but it's a weird looking bug.
Oh, you killed me?
Oh, yeah, my bad, bro.
Dude,
Well,
what the
let me, 'cause
heck?
I just need to get a light. I just need to get a light on it. I want to figure out what it is. This is a bed bug.
Okay.
That would suck.
All right. Anyways, while we're
yeah.
waiting, does anyone have any ideas on what kind of bug is crawling on Tyr's arm? Dun 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 dun. Oh, I forgot to get the multiple choices. A fly. B, a fly. C, a fly. D, a cockroach. All right. Dun 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 dun. I forgot about spiders. I forgot about spiders. Spiders exist. Is a spider a bug? Would you consider a spider a bug?
I'm not. Good question.
I consider them an insect, and I want to say all bugs are insects, but not all insects are bugs.
So am I a bug?
Yeah, you're a little bug.
Oh crap! That wasn't a bed bug.
No, what?
That was a bed bug.
Having a bed bug is very not good. Tyr.
That is very not good.
Very not good. Why are you? Oh my gosh.
Bro was just crawling on my arm. Anywho,
Okay.
carry on.
All right. Well, okay. We're gonna once we finish this section, we'll probably end it here so we can take care of the bed bugs. Don't let them bite.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Continuing on.
First described Gap as
Carrying
having the
on,
power
carrying
to make
on,
men
continuing on.
stupid or invisible. And like we covered earlier, these demons tend to specialize in a body of knowledge. And Gap is a master of the liberal arts. So now we have an idea of how demons are generally cataloged based on hierarchy. But there can also be classification based on type, meaning the instinctual nature and desires of certain demons and what sort of powers they possess. Actually, this isn't too different from classes of animals in zoology. Most birds fly, and most fish swim, and most succubi take the form of beautiful women and seduce men, for example. Something most people don't know is that King James of the King James Bible, probably the most influential book of all time, yeah, King James was actually an extremely devoted demonologist, and he wrote a dissertation known simply as Demonology in 1597. This document classified 4 primary types of demons based on their typical method of causing trouble. First, we have the spectra, which is a spirit that haunts a house or some other solitary place, much like the modern concept of a ghost or poltergeist. Then there is the obsession type, which is a spirit that follows certain people around and causes external trouble near them throughout the day. This gets us a little closer to what we usually think of as a demon. Third is the possession type, which actually attaches itself or even enters the person in order to cause them trouble from the inside. Think violent psychotic outbreaks or sudden and extreme depression. Maybe even a complete change of personality. Finally, there are fairies, which are spirits who present themselves physically and interact with humans in a direct way.
Okay.
That would include leading a person to danger, having sexual intercourse with them, or transporting them from one location to another. However, predating King James's 4 types of demons was a list of 6, except these were determined by where the demons reside. This classification was created by the 1st century Byzantine monk, Michael Psellos, and is as follows. First are the Lilirium, who are the most powerful demons of the 6, and they inhabit the
this is so far in the theoretical.
Second are the Aerial,
I can
which are
assume.
demons of the air and atmosphere, below the moon. Third are the Terrestrial, who reside on land. Fourth are the Marine, who live in the water. Fifth are the Subterranean, who live in a network of cave systems and hollow pockets.
Oh my god,
deep
they live
beneath
in
the
the
earth.
caves.
Shut up.
That reminds me of
crazy.
that thing from the Lord of the Rings, right?
A sequel is coming next week, by the way.
Oh my gosh, it's
that thing.
Gollum. Gollum
That's
is a
Gollum.
demon.
Yeah,
Final
Gollum's a
type
demon.
Are the Lucifugus, which are the lowest and weakest demons of the 6, and they reside in the lowest hell. They are completely blind and almost entirely senseless. Speaking of weak and powerful demons, the monk Michael Psellos did elaborate on the abilities of these demons, explaining that the highest and most powerful would try to attack a person's mind in order to manipulate their imagination and produce vivid illusions. On the other hand, the lowest and weakest couldn't do much more than grunt and act instinctually. They are simply attracted to the warmth of a living human and are otherwise completely mindless and rather disgusting. From all this, we can see that there are many types of demons, as well as hundreds of individual demons with a name and title. So that begs the question that nobody asked. Just how many demons are there in existence, literally speaking? Well, based on the Book of Revelation, there's an idea that 1/3 of all angels are turned into fallen angels. But believe it or not, there are some exact numbers we can reference, which were calculated using extremely complicated systems of data points taken from both scripture and occult writings. For example, the 16th century demonologist Johann Weyer calculated the number of demons in existence as 4,439,000.
How do you get this number?
Which was
like
660.
He just said it's bro just said it's complicated.
Of 6,666
oh, this is where
demons,
the 666, like,
all of them ruled by 66 dukes, princes, and kings of hell. But if you think that's a bit of a conservative number, then consider the Catholic bishop Alfonso de Spina.
So the mark of the beast comes from, once again, this kind of going to theology, but the mark of the beast comes from the
mark of the beast. Is that what you call it? Mark of the beast.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like 666, but back, or that's beast. Okay.
Yeah, that's and that's derived from, I believe there is a verse in Revelation that says in order to buy food and like live, you were given, like, you were to brand yourself with like this number or something like that. So but I don't know if it's specifically mentioned what it is, but I'll have to look into that.
Gotcha. Okay. Why is it called Mark of the Bees? Is it just because the sixes look like a
beast? B-E-A-S, like Mr. Beast.
No, no, like no, I mean, but like, why is it called? Is it just because like the six looks like bees, or?
It's because like Satan is referred to like as like the beast, like kind of like it's Satan's number kind of thing.
Oh, okay. And Satan is known as the beast. Okay.
Kind of like, yeah, it's kind of loose.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Mark of the Beast. Okay, I thought it was Mark of the Bees because like the bees look like
bees.
That's
funny.
Like not like the bzzz bees. I mean, honey. You know, like the ones I was talking about the animal, or not the letter. I was talking about the letter. Anyways, wow,
who calculated the exact population of demons as 133,316,666.
Got 9 digits made out of only 3 numbers.
But then there's the problem of procreation. Think about this for a second. If demons can create offspring with human women, as we've seen in the book of Genesis, then there's no way this number would ever be constant.
True.
I suggest we leave it to the experts to figure this one out. And with that, it's finally time to move on to the meat of today's presentation.
Okay, cool.
To summon and command a demon, and what that might actually look like in practice.
Okay, but we should stop it here and do a part 2. Yeah, because this is where you would like, this is where all your knowledge would be like put into place.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, wait, I'm down for part 2. If you want me back.
This was actually pretty fun. No, I really want to do more streams like this because it's just a lot more fun than just playing a game. Having a conversation is better, you know?
And especially one where you can like learn stuff and things. Yeah, like, just open, kind of broadens your perspective a little.
Exactly.
Like this is a thing I would never really talk about in this much depth on my own like stream. Like even on like, I've done demonology like streams, but like I have to be like a little vague and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like against the rule. Right.
Well, no, it's just not entertaining if it's just me blabbering. You know, this is a conversation. It's a podcast. Well, I mean,
Sal,
you know,
if you ever need me, I'm right here. I'm a vampire, pretty close to demons. That is true. That is true. Oh my god! Speaking of vampires and demons, next week. Tyr, would you like to talk about it?
All right, yes.
Next week.
I was like, what the heck is happening next week? Yeah. Nice segue. We're gonna be doing Demonologist. It's the game Demonologist collab. We're not summoning a demon.
You should talk about how you had a plan to bring all your vampires together.
I did. I brought all of my pet vampires together for
Pet?
for one bit.
First of all, I can't believe I'm not your only vampire. What the hell?
Oh, that's kind of. I'm not bad, bro.
Okay, you're not my only wolf, so.
Yo, that's crazy. But just it's like you're just what was I gonna say? I'm
gonna talk
too
about the
sober
collab.
now. I was gonna talk about. No, I was like, all right, you guys made Back to Me. All right, me and you about to make a song called Away From You.
Away from you. Oh yeah, because me, yeah, you is my other wolf.
But the what was it called? Yeah, as far as the collab goes, it's gonna be myself, Xander here, ℝ𝕌𝕃𝔼𝕊, and Ray Morvant. I collected all my vampires.
Yeah, we're apparently I'm gonna meet a bunch of new vampires. Apparently one is my long lost brother or something.
Yeah, well, Ray's a girl, but they can be your long lost brother.
Long lost sister. Sorry. Oh gosh. Well. This is how you know, because like you just brought us all together. I don't know anything about them yet. You just brought us all together. So.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm very excited. I do. When I do collabs like this, I do take chemistry pretty well, and I think I've kind of hit the nail on the head for the most part. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay, excited. Yeah, that's gonna be next week on Wednesday at what time is it in ET? In Eastern Standard Time?
It is. Oh Lord, it's my usual stream time, so it's gonna be like freaking
like 9 a.m.
So for mine, it's like 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. You're killing me here. You're making me wake up at 6.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, that's gonna be next week on Wednesday. It'll be out on the schedule. Anything you want to say to the chat?
What am I doing next week? That's a great question. I believe I'm just going to be playing some game called The Bathhouse, which seems interesting.
I'm playing that on Saturday.
Really? Is it good?
Or Sunday. I'm playing that on Sunday. Well, so The Bathhouse is a Chillazart horror game. Actually,
dude, I love Chillazart.
Yeah, it's actually about demons as well. A possession. It's actually about a possession. There's a monk involved.
Oh, dude, wait, that's kind of well now. Based on what you've learned today, you can fact check that.
I know. So that's gonna be pretty crazy. I mean, I'm assuming when it comes to like Japanese mythology, though, it's probably a lot of different things.
Well, I mean, if possession, hypothetically, if demons are just a thing anywhere, there should be some correlation, right?
That's true.
But also based on today. Thinking back on Mortuary Assistant, isn't it scarily accurate?
It is. Oh yeah. So like the Mortuary,
the different stages.
Yeah. The different stages of that is so cool. I never made that connection. But yeah. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being part of today's stream. Make sure to go check out Tier's channel on Billy and also his YouTube channel and his X. And do you have a Twitch?
Not one that I stream on. It's just like it's still.
So he doesn't have a Twitch, so don't follow him on his. Don't follow him on his Twitch. Follow him on his YouTube.
Follow my Twitch.
He has some really good covers. I know a lot of you guys like my singing. He also has really nice singing, so make sure to check him out. All right. Any other closing remarks?
Oh yeah. Should we throw on the disclaimer again, just in case?
Yes, you're so right. Okay, and of course. One more disclaimer for the end of the stream. So if after listening to this whole video and live stream, guys, just make sure that if you experience abnormal happenings around your home or sudden changes in the behavior of yourself or loved ones, reach out immediately to your local church and paranormal investigators, because research of the occult has shown that heightened moments of emotion such as fear can encourage manifestations of haunting. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, see you guys. Also, how's your? Someone asked if you're okay with the whole bed bug thing.
I'm gonna go hunting after this. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, you have fun hunting. Thank you for being here, Tier. I'll set up a part 2 soon.
Thank you.
All right, see you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye.
While I even though I've been left alone.
I'll be fucked up if you kept it right, yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. I'll be fucked up if you kept it right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd taste you.
어머이 coming left side right side 무기라질 때 팍팍팍 테레프 사이네 left side right side 무기라질 때 팍팍팍 You are king.
That's why I gotta kill him every time. Gotta watch him bleed too. Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. You wrap around me and you give me love, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second for life. The darkness no longer scares me. I'm chasing and hunting, and this time I'm coming for life. Be the last one to laugh when you run out of breath, catching up. I'm not materialistic, but I got a thing for you. Treat the world like a time, pulling strings for you. Just to save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. It's my fault, made you fall for me. I gave a second chance to Cupid, but now I'm left here feeling stupid. Ooh, the way he makes me feel that love isn't real. Cupid is so dumb, hopeless.
While I've been wishing for our conversations, even though I've been left alone.
I'll be fucked up if you kept it right, yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. I'll be fucked up if you kept it right, yeah. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd taste you.
어머이 coming left side right side 무기라질 때 팍팍팍 테레프 사이네 left side right side 무기라질 때 팍팍팍 You are king.
That's why I gotta kill